Akhirnya, udah mulai nih? Udah. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Siapa tuh? Gak ada. Okay, today we explore, doing work quest. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's do commission first. Never done it before. Okay. Where is it? Oh, in here.
Take it easy. Let the wind lead.
Okay. Never heard of them. No skip button ya. I wish they put skip button like Honkai. Impressive ambition. Let's see. Oh, we're gonna dive again. Let's go. I can fly. Here we go again. Mana lagi nih? Oh, sini. Got it. Oke. Oh, pergi terus ini. Oke. Report back. Let's go. Wah. Kayak cuma di Fontaine ya kehabisan stamina nggak tenggelam. Atau update barunya bikin kayak gitu ya. Tahu dah. Hey, oh, bukan. Okay, let's go. I want to wear that. Pasti bobotnya berat banget. Oke, let's see kemana berikutnya. Oh, sini. Sini aja lah. Hey, ada
Next
kotak.
on the agenda. My apologies. Sakura swirl.
Yes, first.
Access denied.
Boom.
Whirling snow. Manifest.
Manifest.
Go as one.
Oke, kotak.
I hope the others find some.
Oke.
Born of ice and frost.
Teladenin aja.
Oh, back. Yeah, embrace the ice. Unleash.
See.
Take flight.
D. What is this? Oh, ada jalan ke sana. Kita ambil ini dulu. Ada 2 orang. Lucius.
Black's a good color, don't you think?
Oke. Dek, jangan main jauh-jauh ya, nanti hilang. Dive. Aduh, mana yang gede itu di sana lagi. Oh, time trial. Time trial. Oke. Oke. Muter-muter pusing. Bur banyak banget lah. Oke, we're done. Borobor. Oke, reputation. Oh, sekarang di sini. Oke, let's see. Aduh,
We're way
bisa
behind
beginian
schedule.
lagi.
Do your master's bidding.
You miss my brother.
Yeah, my apologies.
Oh, ada kotak lagi. Tentu saya tidak menolak untuk ngambil.
Take flight. Go as one.
Thank Thank you.
Things are going a little too smoothly today.
Oke, kita kemana sekarang? Oh, ada kotak lagi. Samperin lagi. Atuh, dilindungi lagi. Kayak gampang lah. Oke, kita naik lagi. Sorry bro. Oh, luxury chest.
These things, what are they used for?
It's a doggo. Hei, atuh. Ini gimana caranya dah? Bagus sekali. Oke.
These things, what are they used for?
Shanha hampir mati. Yang kayak gitu lagi nggak? Oh enggak. Oke, let's don't die Shanha. Lalu kesannya gimana? Oh, easy. Sekali lagi. Oke.
Beautiful treasures are a cause for great happiness.
Of course. Ganyu on a mission. Ada burung. Aduh, gua kesini.
Next on the agenda.
Oke, itu ada energi. Apa ya namanya, lupa. Oh, itu mecha di sini. Okay, let's attack this. Oh. Oke, ada sesuatu di sana. Oh, Sia namanya. Aduh.
Didn't see that coming.
Astaga. Oke, kita dapat Osia energi.
Next
Okay.
on the agenda.
Tembak. Next on the agenda. Tembak. One more. Ah, just biasa.
There's nothing wrong with reaping a reward every now and then.
Don't go wait for me.
My apologies.
Sayu.
Whirling snow.
kayak sayur.
Next on the obey.
Oke, hancur. Lanjut your gear. Oke, itu gunanya apa? Oh, ada jalannya. Bye bye. Aduh, nggak boleh yelan lagi. Oh iyalah, no problem. Masih ada Ayaka. Enter. Banyak ya, 35 ya. Let's go. Masih bawah air lagi. Oh, loh. Oke, ada yang aneh. Ya, kira dapat jasa apa?
Today is a lucky day.
Astaga, kemana lagi? Oke.
I shall treasure this good fortune.
Kita pergi ke tempat lain. Kondisinya di sini. Here we are. Aduh. Itu untuk nambang ya? Sama aja dong ngelawan juga.
No touching.
New job.
My apologies.
The hunter
Sakura swirl.
becomes the hunter.
Barbados, guide us.
Thank you, big guy.
Whirling snow.
Kok malah masak sih? Oke, kita lihat. Dapat rumah lagi. Ini baru dapat 5. Oke. Mana sekarang? Oh, udah habis. Oke, kita commission dulu.
Ad Astra ab.
Kita nabung.
Thank you for
Maklum, free to play, nabung.
I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me.
Kita dapat 1. Oke guys, kita kesini dulu.
Next on the agenda.
Oke. Ngapain ini? Ngomong sama orang nih.
Next on the agenda.
Excuse me. Oh, nggak bisa dia ngomong. Oh, definitely we got fish.
We're way behind schedule.
Atau di luar ya? Benar tuh di atas nih.
Next on the agenda.
Coba kita lihat. Di atas lah kayaknya. Udah. Kita kesini dulu. Halo bor.
Next on the agenda.
Segar.
Next on the agenda.
Oke. Yang baru join, selamat datang. Nyari energinya di mana ya? Cari-cari dulu ya, sekitar sini
Healthy
mungkin ada.
body, healthy mind.
Healthy body, healthy mind. Bilang aja kalau kau nggak mau gemuk. Ganyu. Tung. Nggak kena. Tung. Tung. Pet. Oh, kau nggak suka makan daging nih.
We're way behind.
I know we are way behind schedule tapi
Next on the agenda.
udah juga situasiku sekarang. Pet. Ya, salah tembak.
Access denied.
Harus nembak yang satunya lagi. Ah, itu. Pet. Oh, sudah. Halo. Bisa ke mana ya? Oke, yang dark sudah ketemu, yang light ada di mana ya? Excuse me. Di sini.
We're way behind schedule.
Mana yang white ya? Yang kuning.
Next on the agenda.
Mana ya? Yang kuning di mana? Oh, di sana.
We're way behind schedule.
We are way behind schedule. Pep.
We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda,
Kok
Court of
harus ada
Ice and
penjaganya?
Frost. My apologies. Embrace the ice.
Dur. Lah. Kita kemana? Oh, ke atas. Aduh. What?
Collecting rare and exquisite treasures. Yes, this seems suitably sophisticated.
I wanna go there. Please. Nyampe nggak nembak dari sini ke sana ya? Mana dia? Ada lihat struktur aneh tadi. Yang baru nonton, selamat siang semuanya. Oke, mana dia? Oh tuh dia. Pet.
We're way behind schedule.
4 orang. Nice.
Beautiful treasures are a cause for great happiness.
Ya,
Next on the agenda,
psychological happiness. Nah. Ini tembak kemana ya? Sana ada struktur apa sini? Nah. Bukan. Kita ke sana. Oh, langsung hilang dia. Numpang lewat, Pak. Maaf, misi.
next on the agenda,
Ya, Titi. Oh, disuruh ke sini. Oke. Ada apa di sini? Ya ampun nih orang. Bro, kok lu masih di sini?
access denied.
Bukan, bro, Indonesia ini. Kan udah ada di tag-nya Genshin Impact Indonesia. Ya, tapi bule juga boleh-boleh aja kok. Ini suruh kemana lagi? Look object. Ada nih orang doang. Oh iya, aduh. Ya. Kadang juga yang kecil-kecil itu nggak kelihatan ya. Padahal nggak pernah ganti tag lo beneran dah. Kadang juga bahasanya nyampur juga, bro. Kadang juga dipikir orang bule juga. Tapi bahasa Inggris abal-abal juga ya tahu sendiri lah. Bukan bahasa utama kita. Suruh sini ya? Ini apa lagi? Oh, 2 orang ini tuh. Suara-suara sama ini gimana? Ya, tipe suara emang kayak begini. Mungkin agak jauhin dikit mic-nya. Coba ada tuh mau skipnya. untuk world quest yang nggak ada suaranya begini. Ya, ya nggak apa-apa kalau mau nyamar nyamar aja. Orang Indonesia juga banyak kan nonton channelnya orang luar. Ya jangan aja di komen ngetik pakai bahasa Indonesia ya ketahuan. Sama namanya juga. Username anehin bila perlu pakai angka. Main Genshin udah lama sih. Lebih tepatnya kemarin pertama main tuh mulai dari setelahnya eventnya siapa Mona itu yang Unrequited Star itu. Dari sana main ya main biasa casual aja, nggak terlalu mentingin meta. Tapi sekarang baru kepikiran mau meta.
Beautiful treasures are a cause for great happiness. We're way behind schedule.
Hydropodus ini. Bilang sih bawah, tapi di bawah mana? Bawah laut mungkin ya? Iya dari sana dah, lama kali. Aduh seru begini lagi. Bukan. Nggak ada bener ya? Oke. Ya lumayan sih, tapi kemarin sempat vakum juga karena device rusak juga. Sempat main di tablet juga. Eh, main Genshin juga atau gimana? Bukan. Tuh, bukan. Bukan. Ini ya. Udah R berapa? Crabs kayaknya. Yang udah lama main dari awal. Wah, R60. Mantap. Ini aja sebenarnya dulunya akun apa namanya? Speedrun dulunya. Mau buka liwe dulu. Biar nggak terlalu mikirin world quest gitu dulu, banyak banget yang kebuang dulu. Nggak jalanin world quest sama sekali, cuman misi aja. Arkon quest aja lebih tepatnya. Thailand karakter juga nggak dinaikin dulu. Makanya dulu stuck di Raiden Shogun dulu pas dia ngelawan dia. Akhirnya cuman pasang artefak aja, karakternya udah kuat. Ternyata harus upgrade talent juga. Benar-benar nggak tahu apa-apa pertama kali main game nih. Nonton videonya juga ndak. Mana sini jawabannya? Bukan. persis dulu pas zaman PS atau apa ya emang kan kita main game kan kayak gitu, kita nggak mau nyari spoiler, kita main-main aja, mau tahu mau nggak nanti kita juga belajar otodidak di depannya. Kalau ada game bagus main, kenapa nggak dimainin gitu loh, kalau udah punya device yang kuat juga. Tapi player sekarang banyak yang berjatuhan gara-gara upgrade-nya gede banget kemarin, 38 giga untuk PC. Sama mobile juga 10 gigaan juga. Ya, kalau mau terus main ya harus nabung untuk beli device baru. Atau beli kalau mungkin PC hard disk mungkin yang lebih gedean. Atau SSD. Soalnya di game bakal gede banget di kemudian hari, semakin banyak map yang kebuka. Yalah. Freedom. The sweetest freedom. Ya bener, Traveler yang 464 udah berjatuhan. Ya loh, mau hapus apa lagi coba deh? Masa ya file system mau dihapus juga? Tapi dulu Genshin pernah dibilang bakal uji coba apa namanya, kayak cloud game gitu loh, kayak di Punishing Grey Raven tuh kan dia punya tuh untuk yang di PC, jadinya kita nggak harus download gamenya. Tapi itu butuh internet yang bagus banget sih, sama kencang juga. Kalau itu pasti bakal nge-lag. Ya jadinya serba salah. Oke, jawabannya. Why Henry buried in the ground? Buried for safety, ya, safely. Cuman ya permasalahan kalau baru main dikasih gratis 5 jam. Iya ya, kalau kayak di Nvidia apa namanya, yang cloud gaming itu, Xbox apa ya namanya, lupa. Kan gitu juga, bisa main di HP juga dengan spek yang kayak udah kayak RTX ininya, tapi bayar juga ujung-ujungnya, cuma dikasih 1 jam atau berapa gitu. Oh ya, Nvidia GeForce Now tuh, ya baru ingat. Ya sama aja sih. Crap. Kan? Lagi-lagi apa ya, nabung buat device yang bagus. Ya kan semakin perkembangan zaman kan game juga makin berat. Kerap kan mengikuti spek yang udah gini, yang udah tersedia sekarang, yang paling wah gitu lah, yang paling mahal speknya. Biar player-player yang orang-orang yang punya gitu kan lebih nyaman ya mainnya jadinya. Buat apa kita beli device mahal-mahal kalau gamenya nggak bagus kelihatan di device-nya dia gitu kan? Dia mikir nanti bakalan. Makanya ini aja Genshin udah banyak banget perubahannya. Kayak sekarang ada shadernya di antara daun-daun itu kalau jalan di bawahnya. Sama animasi di partinya itu lagi. Kayaknya itu sih yang bikin berat sih kayaknya. Upgrade grafik juga. Fontaine. Ini bakalan luas banget kayaknya. Masih ada satu lagi yang belum kebuka sana. Dengar ada 3 sih wilayahnya. Kayak industri gitu lagi satu yang airnya gimana? Ada yang ada banyak limbahnya gitu. Tapi belum ke sana sih. Ini baru yang indah-indahnya dulu diliatin. Apa sih ini jawabannya? Aduh, bingung nih. Jawabannya apa ya? Terus another text to entry. Udah kelar bang. Baru kemarin tak kelarin. Sampai di siapa ke makamnya Navia, ayahnya Navia tuh. Navia apa Navida namanya? Ketemu sama ya orang Kandriah tuh. Sin Nuvilar kalau nggak salah namanya. Nama orang Fontaine susah-susah banget kayak. Ini kan biasanya kan kayak di Perancis ya katanya dibilang base-nya. Purina gimana bang? Gimana apa maksudnya? Nggak tahu tuh Arko nyebelin banget bener lah. Kayak ada pengen orang-orang tuh memperhatikan dia aja terus. Ya kah Fontaine ku kira mirip Jakarta bang soalnya kan mau tenggelam. Jakarta itu kan karena gini apa dibilang sih dengar-dengar karena banyak gedung-gedung tinggi itu jadinya tanahnya labil gitu. Dengar-dengar sih kayak gitu sih. Nonton di berita juga. Kan wilayah pinggiran dah mulai banjir rob juga sekarang. Makanya ibu kota mau dipindah ke Kalimantan Timur. Astaga dari tadi. Aduh. Fontaine. Orang-orang Fontaine agak aneh ya semuanya. Aquabus di Fontaine itu feature Mana Jakarta 2030 yang menggantikan busway. Iya, orang-orang dek berangkat kerja naik jet ski gitu untuk mengganti motor. Terus mobilnya naik apa mungkin naik speedboat mungkin. Begitu dah. Untung nggak tinggal di Jakarta. Akhirnya keluar juga questmu pak. Ini di mana ya? Oh di sini. Waduh ada world quest.
For Rex Lapis.
Kepencet. Ya. Mana? Oh di bawah. Ih, di bawah air. Oh di sini. Hey, we meet again. Nanti kalau orang yang kerjanya di lantai bawah semua pakai baju selam mungkin nanti kalau di Jakarta. Kalau memang tenggelam beneran. Kayaknya si Furino nyebut MC itu gara-gara ya dia kan dah ada intelnya tuh yang ngintai dari Sumeru tuh. Yang pas kita ngomong sama dia kemarin. Dia pengen dapat attention dari orang-orang. Karena ya taulah traveler tuh suka ngacak-ngacak nationnya orang. Tapi hasilnya baik juga sih. Ya, begitulah. Ada bagusnya juga sih Purinase sih. Tapi kalau untuk Nation sih ke Inazuma sih dulu horornya minta ampun. Baru nyampe di sana udah dicurigain dulu. Apalagi masuknya ilegal kan, harus ada izin segala macam. Sampai kapalnya si Bedor si parkir jauh banget di tengah laut. Kita naik kayak kapal kecil gitu. Iya sih tetap aja tengil kalau bisa masuk Genshin udah ewe. Pukul dulu. Iya kenapa kok pakai dual blade terus ya si travelernya nggak kita kan pakai pedang yang kita pakai default itu tuh. Kita kan misalnya pakai pedang apa Mist Splitter gitu di traveler sekarang. Nah mau nggak itu yang ditampilin kayak di Star Rail itu tuh. Malah dual blade terus pedangnya dia. Kasihan tuh dual blade tuh pedang tumpul artinya. Berarti nggak nyakitin siapa-siapa berarti. Tapi ini dibilang gamenya family friendly sih di Play Store. Mungkin karena pakai dual blade dibilang family friendly. White glove dong. Ya bawa pisau kecil. Sony Ericsson. Dual blade. Ada yang masih punya dual blade nggak di sini di lock gitu? Pengen tak pinjam untuk traveler beneran. Apa dual blade? Ya dual blade tuh skillnya kayak godlike itu skillnya dah. Dual blade itu. Nantang Raiden pakai dual blade. Giniin si Skara juga kemarin pakai dual blade. Senjata paling OP. Waduh. Kan ada pedang yang langka tuh loh di Liyue yang dikasih sama pedagang di sampingnya warungnya Xiangling itu langka, cuman ada satu aja. Kalau udah di melt atau dipakai untuk upgrade senjata itu nggak bakal bisa balik lagi. Yang itu baru rare tuh. Iya EM itu startnya. Bagusnya untuk siapa ya? Tapi sekarang tak taruh di cookie aja sih. Soalnya looknya sama kayak cookie, matching lah modelnya gitu. Waduh, itu pedang langka. Tapi banyak yang nyesel juga sih habis ngetumbalin pedang itu, karena mereka baru tahu kalau pedang itu cuma ada satu. Coba bisa di load ya, apa eh, ininya kayak di GTA tuh tuh, bisa di load sampai di mana terakhir kali nge-save gitu tuh. Pasti bisa ditarik lagi tuh pedang. Iya sih, soalnya sama tampilannya kayak pedang-pedang yang lainnya yang biasanya kita pakai untuk di apa, nemu di chest itu loh. Mirip sih. Startnya juga tidak terlalu bagus sih. Mana dia? Cookie. Oi, constellation gitu. Oh ini dah cocok banget sama si Cookie soalnya udah level 90 juga. Kayaknya untuk Electro Traveler bagus sih kayaknya, tapi nggak tahu juga, nggak terlalu mikir soal meta sih. Oh, suruh kesini. Ya lumayan start embut. Iya lah, untuk bintang 4 tuh lumayan loh. Tuh, punya dual blade kan dia kira-kira? Oh, ada dual blade loh. Lock aja dah. Aduh, salah lagi. Sorry. Aduh, udah ngilang. Aduh. Pakaian Ayaka bang, jadi sakit nanti pakai dulu blade. Udah punya Miss Splitter dia, Ayaka. Ayakanya siapa yang ngeri? Ayaka aku biasa aja bos. Nggak terlalu kuat Ayaka aku beneran dah. Nah ini di mana lagi? Apanya biru-biru bos? Oh ya kan disensor ininya. Oh. Oh ya, dijadi moderator. Skinnya mahal bos, nggak ada efeknya juga. Skinnya di look kayaknya lebih worth it sih, karena ada bintang 5 skinnya. Ada storynya juga kemarin. akhirnya ketemu NPC yang bisa bertarung juga.
Take flight! Wait, hear me.
Hunter.
My apologies.
Guys, are you okay? Untung nggak bisa berenang. Kalau itu aku lakuin jual ginjal dijual biar bisa centang, ya ampun. Emang sih waifunya apa yang demen Wayaka juga banyak banget loh. Rela ngabisin tabungannya demi Ayaka. Hah? Kok Virgil namanya dia deh? Harusnya dikasih kita motivation harusnya. Bukan jadi orang jahat. Aduh. Nah gitu dong. Mana motivasinya? Kasihnya motivasi Virgil nih. Ayah kamu speknya apa, bos? Ayah aku nggak ngeri-ngeri amat. Oh, sudah selesai questnya. Oh, dia di atas sana. Oke, kita ke atas sana. Tuh, nggak bisa lah. Ya, terpaksa kita pakai Wanderer. Udah tinggi juga ya. Rate 1 sampai 10. Kayaknya 8 dah. Questnya panjang, iya. Ininya banyak. Apa namanya? Ngomong-ngomongnya banyak, iya. Tapi untuk scene-scene-nya epic sih, jujur aja. Sama story-nya juga ada plot twist-nya itu yang bikin gedek juga sih bener. Ay, salah pencet lagi.
Squall Fury.
Dikit lagi, ya ampun. Oke, Whistling save. No. Iya dah, sampai lecet sih pipinya Nupilat tuh. Hampir ketahuan ya. Pakai gininya apa namanya? Kan si Cel tuh kan bertarungnya dia kan pakai kayak gininya Kanriah itu loh. Tagnya Kanriah tuh dah. Kayak bertarungnya dia tuh. Ada mikir juga nggak kalau Nupilat tuh orang Kanriah? Soalnya matanya dia tuh loh. Kayak si Kaya, Kanriah banget. Ada bintangnya di matanya. kita balik lagi. Oh, enggak ada, bisa ke dalam lagi. Aduh. World quest apa lagi dia? Nggak mikirin aku bang, yang ku pikirin si Cel gagal berubah jadi badut. You can get away from me. Aduh, kampret. Ini mana sih? Oh, kawan lu kan? Kan? Kawan lu. Sembunyi di mana lagi lu? Ya, dia ngilang. Aduh. No. Ketahuan lu kan? Aduh, mekanik Jakarta 2030. Udahlah, jangan gedein bahas Jakarta lagi, kasihan. Nanti ada orang Jakarta yang nonton gimana? Oh, selesai. Oke. Loh, jasnya mana? Oh. Oke. Ada duit nih. Ya 2030 semua orang Jakarta harus bisa berenang. Nomor 1 itu. Aduh. Excuse me. Ngapain lagi nih? Okay, here we go again. Ya harus wajib wajib renang. Iyalah. Memang ya kalau nggak bisa berenang ya at least pakai pelampung lah. Atau nggak pakai balon itu. Pakai balon ban itu yang untuk tubing itu di sungai. Sama harus ada punya sertifikat diving juga kalau mau lihat ke bawah. Ya ke bawah air maksudnya, bukan ke bawah yang lain. Hah? Jadi regen. Ya kayaknya bakalan jadi kayak yang ini dan nanti di Fontaine ada yang wilayah tercemar itu. Karena airnya tuh coklat, itu limbah semua isinya karena apa namanya? Kayak pabrik itu nanti. Tapi belum kebuka sih daerahnya di sini. Di Fontaine. Mungkin habis ini sih patch-nya. Atau 2 patch lagi mungkin. Entah gimana ya, kayaknya patch sekarang di speed up sama MiHoYo. Update-nya kan biasanya setiap berapa bulan gitu baru ada wilayah baru nih. Kemarin belum ada setahun lah, Sumeru keluar langsung Fontaine tiba-tiba keluar. Orang ngiranya tuh bulan Desember atau November keluarnya Fontaine, tapi udah keluar duluan. Asli di speed up kayaknya sama MiHoYo. ampun tinggi banget. Biar cepat kesini aja. Oke, nggak usah nunggu nanti mah. Kalau Jakarta dari sananya udah air ya udah kayak Milo di sana.
Hey, isn't that Charlotte?
Oke, Archon
I
quest lanjut.
see. So you believe that this warning letter was sent by the Phantom Weasel?
Absolutely. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Phantom Weasel never acts as you expect. He must have faked his own death 10 years ago using a body double.
Tak kira
Now
questnya
that
udah
he's back,
selesai
I'm
loh.
sure the guards
Masih
who worked
ternyata.
on his case back in the day are in for a headache, but however this turns out in the end, the one thing it won't be is boring.
Couldn't agree more. As a journalist, I'm gonna get a lot of mileage out of this one. Thank you, sir, for your time. Now, whom should I interview next?
Me, saya.
What a coincidence! Fancy meeting you here. Perfect timing. So, the Phantom Weasel's latest warning letter. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is the first time we're hearing of this one. Could you clue us in?
Huh?
Kayaknya ini kerjaannya sih.
Sorry. Yes, this case is from a decade ago. I guess you wouldn't know about it. Well, not to worry. You're in good hands because I'm a professional. The story goes like this. 10 or so years ago, a phantom thief became active in the court of Fontaine. Known only as the Weasel, nobody knew his true identity, and the authorities never managed to catch him.
Wow, cool.
Biasanya kalau selain pakai N
He
pakai
sounds
apa?
like one of those mysterious
Wah.
night burglars that you read about in novels.
Precisely. Well, except the part where they actually have a good reputation. Our weasel targeted whatever people held dear, and no one was safe from his predations. He would just as soon steal a necklace from a rich merchant's safe as he would a toy doll given to a commoner child for their birthday. I know. The
Weirdo.
phantom thieves you read about in novels rob the rich to pay the poor, but this guy did not discriminate. Unsurprisingly, this didn't work
Emang ngerti
wonders
kalau
for his
pakai CN?
public reputation. Every man and his dog
Aneh
wanted
lu
to see him
kedengerannya CM
behind
sama
bars.
Korean itu.
Yeesh. So,
Lebih baik dihapus aja yang gini nggak perlu apa namanya.
Not exactly. There's a good chance that the weasel would still be at large to this day.
Voice-nya yang nggak
if it
perlu itu
hadn't been
lebih
for
baik
an
dihapus aja.
accident 10 years
Kalau mau
ago.
save untuk space.
A magician named Caesar fell to his
Kalau
death
perlu lagi, baru
in a
download lagi.
botched high-altitude escape performance. When the police went through his personal effects,
Tapi nunggunya lama
they
sih.
found a hoard of stolen loot and gadgets used for criminal activities. And that was how the Phantom Weasel's identity was revealed to all. Sure enough, thefts in Fontaine went down after Caesar's death. But today, 10 years on, the notorious thief has once again issued one of his warning letters and pasted it on the gate of the Opera Epiclese
Cowoknya kayak
for
gimana?
all to see. I had to squeeze through the crowd
Kayak
this morning
ngikutin
to get a photo
apa
as
kayak
soon as I
ngomongnya
heard.
orang-orang Cina
Here,
juga sih.
it's this one.
Kalau EN kan kayaknya lebih gini, apa namanya?
so this is the
Lebih
warning letter,
universal,
huh? Let's
lebih
see
enak
what he
didengar
wrote.
juga.
3 days from now, when evening falls, I shall
Saya juga sih
take
nggak
from
terlalu biasa
you
pakai JP
that which
juga.
you hold most dear at the
Terutama
Opera House.
kalau udah denger
Just
Yaimiko
as you
ngomong
did
itu
to me 10
onesan
years
banget.
ago.
This is
Tapi enak sih
without a
didengar suaranya
doubt
Onesan
a
tuh.
clear declaration of criminal intent. After years of laying low, the
Apalagi
Phantom Weasel
suaranya-
is back with a vengeance. What once
Ya,
seemed
Raiden
like an open
Shogun
and shut case has been
keinget
blown
Raiden Mei
wide
di
open
Honkai
again.
karena emang
But
VA-nya
why
sama.
has reemerged now? And what does he want? I sense an epic
Aduh,
scoop. And
Korean
I'm
juga.
going for it.
Uh-oh.
Aneh sih Korean
This
sih.
thief will steal anything that other people value. Does that mean even we might be targeted?
VA-nya Indonesia mungkin ada ya
Really?
di kedepannya.
Oh, let him try. In fact, Hyman's gonna eat all our snacks right now. Let's see what he can do about that.
Okay, the people have spoken. It's clear that the public are
Cocok
very concerned about the Phantom
Kayaknya
Weasel's reappearance.
beneran coincidence ya? Ininya sama. Apanya?
Let's see, I've got a photo of the letter, my interview
Oh,
notes.
ini sih
Yep, that should be enough to form the skeleton of my article. It does feel like something is missing, though.
interview aja nih orang.
Something exclusive. Who should I interview next? I need someone with a more concrete connection to the weasel. Is that who I think it is?
Ya.
Lenny! Magic, magician, Caesar, the Phantom Weasel! That's it! Let's go interview Lenny!
Tapi orang Jakarta nggak bisa berubah jadi air.
You see,
Itu
the
dia sih.
original Phantom Thief Caesar was a magician too! And what do Phantom Thieves and magicians have in common? They both have an air of mystery about
Iya sih,
them.
situasinya sama
Perhaps
juga.
there's a connection there.
Ada yang percaya, ada yang enggak.
What sort of a deduction is that?
Orang-orangnya juga ya banyak yang abusing power. Sama aja
My
sih.
journalistic instinct tells me that an exclusive
Hukumnya
news
juga
story is beckoning. Let's
orang
go.
yang nggak
No
salah
time for
dihukum.
delay.
Kayak si Chal juga ngapain juga hukum si Chal tuh, Pak. Dia kan cuma berkunjung ke Fontaine. The Forgotten Thief. Gila, ini kayak di Prancis banget situasinya. Vibe-nya.
Wow, Mr. Magician! How did you know which card I picked?
Oh, it's simple. Come closer and I'll let you in on my secret. Magicians have a special skill called telepathy, which means we can read other people's minds.
Really? Then, what am I thinking now?
Well, first you need to relax, because I can see that you're clenching your fist in your mind, as if to say, no, I mustn't let him guess it.
Aww.
Iya.
And now
Tapi
you're
kan di
getting a
sini kan
little flustered.
bisa diginiin.
You're trying to find a way to empty your
Bisa
mind,
ya,
to
tau lah.
think of nothing at all. But the more you try to hide a secret, the easier it'll come out.
KUHP.
You snuck out from home today, didn't you? You told your family a little lie so you could come out and play.
Oke.
Now, that's not a good habit.
You can tell? Oh boy, you really can read my mind.
Of course. Oh, and that's the end of my performance.
Nah,
You
kalau udah
should
gede
really be
jangan
heading
dengerin ya.
home. Remember to apologize to your family, all right? They must be worried about you.
All right, got it. Bye, Mr. Magician.
Oke, let's see.
Hey, Lenny?
Why, hello. We meet again. Are you looking for me? What's the situation?
Why don't you
Tahu nggak ada drama soal si Lini ini di Korea?
Oh, please.
Gara-gara
You
dia
didn't
pakai
believe
stocking.
that spiel, did you? The power of telepathy is quite beyond me.
Sebelum
I'm
keluar
sure
udah
that
di-hit
child
sama
would beg to
player
differ.
Korea.
Seemed like
Si
you were
Lini ini
right on the
kemarin
money.
ada beritanya.
That was nothing more than a little trickery. I made an educated guess
Kemarin si
based on his
Wanderer yang kena
micro-expressions.
di-hit sama
That,
player
plus
CN.
the fact that he was the only
Ya
kid here
kebanyakan
without his
fansnya
parents,
si Shogun
and
sih
he looked as guilty as sin. He made
yang
it
nggak
easy
suka
for
sama
me.
dia.
You guys, on the other hand, let me guess. Don't tell me you're here for the Phantom
Yeah.
Weasel, are you?
Biasanya nonton di Genshin ini sih.
Wang!
Anak channelnya
your trickery,
gini sih kayaknya tuh.
Wait,
Apa namanya?
really?
On game.
No trickery this
Indonesia.
time. It was pure luck.
Soalnya
His
orang yang
warning
ngomong
letter's
mirip
been the talk
suaranya.
of the town, so I figured that maybe you were asking around about that.
Bingo! I plan on writing a column reporting on the latest news about the Phantom Weasel.
Fenty tetap terbaik.
So, Lenny, what are your thoughts on this infamous thief's reappearance?
Ya dia kayaknya Arkon paling free kali, nggak mikir
To be
apa-apa,
honest,
minum aja kerjaan.
It makes me angry.
Semua orang pengen hidup kayak dia, tapi yang nggak dimauin itu nggak punya
You
uang.
read his letter, right? The Phantom Weasel claims he's planning something in 3 nights' time at the Opera House. That's the night I'll be performing there.
Zhongli ciptain Mora tapi dia miskin.
What are the chances? Wait a minute, you don't think he's after you, do you?
Ya ampun.
Well, if he is, then his warning is clearly a direct challenge to me personally. And if he's not, then it's still going to be a huge headache for me. The mere mention of the weasel's name is enough to scare people off.
Raiden no lab.
So once the contents of that letter get out, barely anyone will be showing up to watch my show. But I've been preparing for this for a long time. I'm not about to let him
Tapi
ruin
Raiden
my
pernah
big day.
diajak sama Yamiko, katanya
This
dia kayak anak
leaves me
kecil
with
dia
only
anak mau
one
keluar dari
choice.
kamarnya.
I have to expose the Phantom Weasel's identity before the show begins.
Really? So what you're saying is
Bayangin ya
you
kalau ada
might
orang
get to
kayak
see a
Yamiko di
live duo
dunia nyata,
between a famous
gimana ngadepinnya
magician
coba?
and an infamous thief? Wow, this has exclusive written all
Kayak
over
orang
it.
yang susah dia diajak
To be
ngomong.
honest, I'm not sure if I'll emerge the victor. The Phantom Weasel is a notorious crook, infamous for his inscrutable methods.
You're being far too modest, Linny. I think your magic tricks are even more inscrutable than those of a thief.
Thanks for the compliment, though I have to say I don't care much for the comparison. A lot of people liken magicians to thieves because we both have the ability to make things disappear without the
Oh, nah
person
itu
noticing.
Arkon paling wise yang
But
pernah
there's
ada
an
itu.
important difference that these people overlook.
Pokoknya
Allow me to
orang tua
demonstrate
terbaik
with
untuk
a quick
sekarang.
magic trick. Here,
Ibu angkat.
I have a flower, just an ordinary flower that was picked not long ago. Watch it carefully now. 3, 2, 1.
It's gone!
That's the question. Where did it go? Therein lies the difference between us. Thieves make precious things disappear, but only magicians make them reappear. If I could now invite you all to check your clothes, there might be a surprise in there somewhere.
A surprise? Let me see!
Iya dah. Tapi lebih baik emang dia tinggal di Sumeru sih. Dia jadinya bisa belajar soal manusia sih. Mungkin dia mikir dulu kan manusia tuh nggak bisa sakit, makanya semuanya
Sorry, Lenny, it seems
ninggalin
that
dia
my
karena dia
previous praise
bukan
was
termasuk manusia
woefully
juga kan.
inadequate.
Robot deh.
Clearly, magic is the superior art form to theft.
Sekarang dah waktunya dia
Don't
belajar.
worry, I didn't take offense.
Manusia tuh kayak apa
I just
sebenarnya.
wanted to take the opportunity to perhaps change some of the preconceived notions you might have about magicians.
Ya, gitulah.
Since Caesar's death, a lot of people associate magicians with criminality. It can be quite frustrating.
I can imagine. Coming back to your trick just now, might I presume that you are well versed in floral symbolism? For example, magicians often use rainbow roses in their flower-related performances to represent passion and romantic encounters.
Sahabat
But
dia
you
bisa
use
dijadiin
a
waifu atau enggak ya?
Lumidu spell, which,
Kira-kira.
if I'm not mistaken, allude to separations. I'm curious to know if there was any deeper
Kayak cocok sih tapi
meaning behind this
kayaknya
choice.
di interview terus sama
Impressive
dia.
knowledge. It's no wonder you're such a successful journalist. But I'm afraid I don't know the first thing about floral symbolism. I'm just in the habit of using Lumidu spells in my magic. It sounds like something I should look into, though. I'll buy myself a copy of Fontaine's Floral Language Facts when I have some time. But it'll have to wait until this Phantom Weasel business is
Oh
behind
iya
us.
iya iya.
Well noted.
Ini misi
In that case, this
hangoutnya
brings us to the end of our interview. I, for
Lini.
one, am looking forward to the final showdown between you and the thief.
Sorry lupa kemarin.
Please feel free to get in touch to update me on any further developments. Otherwise, I will of course see you at your show in 3 days' time. But let's hope the Phantom Weasel is caught by then.
Awas
There's nothing
dipukul
else,
sih sama dia.
I'll be off. You've given me lots to work with here, and I've got no time
Biasanya
to
orang
lose
yang
if I want
ngangkat-
to write that exclusive piece. I'll see you all
Ngangkat
later.
Claymore tuh kuat-kuat semua kayak Yula. Noel apalagi.
So, Lenny, are you gonna tell us how you did that flower trick now?
Magician never reveal their secret.
I'm afraid that's my little secret.
Tuh kan.
Aww. Well, magicians are entitled to their secrets. But Paimon's really itching to know how it's done. You feel it too, right? So itchy.
Navia punya PMC sendiri deh.
Not so itchy then, huh? Well, since you're so concerned, how would you like to serve as my temporary magician's assistants and help me investigate?
Magician's assistants? Oh, that sounds
Kaca
fun.
aja bos kalau memang
Assistants
ada.
are technically magicians too.
Dia tuh Gio
Also,
ya?
it'll bring us one step closer to figuring out
Dengar
how that
Gio
darn
sih dia
trick is
kayaknya.
done. Shall we go for it?
Kalau Gio mungkin bisa jadi shield atau gimana gitu.
Excellent. Thank you for putting your trust in moi. The first thing we need to look
What?
into is
Moi?
who Caesar really was. If he truly was the Phantom Weasel, that means that the weasel is dead, and whoever wrote this warning letter is just a copycat criminal. But if he wasn't the weasel,
Ya,
well, that'll make
kita
things
free to
more
play, nabung
interesting.
dulu lah.
It would mean that the weasel lives, and he's been laying low all this time in some corner of Fontaine. And if we're investigating Caesar, his fiancée Gemma is a good place to start.
Tetap
Word is
kebaca.
that she visits the cemetery often,
Walaupun
so I asked
fisikal aja ya.
Lynette to wait for her there.
Kan
We should make
Gio
a
tuh kan
move.
fisikal
Let's
ya.
go and rendezvous with Lynette.
Paling netral elemennya. Kemana lagi nih? Pup. Aduh, malah teleporter yang dekat lagi. Oh, di sini. Untung udah buka semua teleporternya. Sebelum kita mulai misi, teleporter semua harus dibuka untuk memudahkan kita kemana-mana. Itu yang terpenting. Ini makamnya Navia. Navia, bapaknya.
You took your time.
Sorry,
Physical
I
mana
bumped
tuh?
into the Traveler and Charlotte en route, and we ended up chatting for a while.
It's been a while, Lynette. We're working as Lenny's temporary assistants in the investigation of the Phantom Weasel.
Ini Lynette and Ruth juga dah.
Thank you. It's good to have you helping.
So, what's the situation? Have you seen Gemma?
Nope. I've been here a while, and she still hasn't shown up.
How bizarre. Maybe it
Iya
was
lah,
bad intel.
kasihan banget.
Well,
Dia
we
orang
won't get
baik, tapi
anywhere
dia
by
hukum
standing
loh.
around waiting. Traveler, Paimon, let's go ask around.
Orang dia dulu jadiin entertainment coba nih. Misalnya apa ini?
A lot of people here today, huh? When did this cemetery get so popular?
Same thoughts here. What's going on?
Oke. Baltasar. Ahem.
Excuse me, good sir. Do you by any chance know a Gemma?
Gemma? You mean Caesar's fiance? Sure I do. What's this about?
Tapi bapaknya
I'm just
Navia
trying
tuh
to get a hold
kayaknya
of her
kayak
because I
Farka
need her
deh.
help with something. I heard she
Strong
comes here a
orangnya.
lot.
Yeah, she does.
Badannya gede juga.
Poor thing. It's no secret why either. She's heartsick. Ever since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here once every week to clean his grave. Often she just sits there in front of his headstone, lost in thought. Sometimes she talks to herself. I asked her what she was doing once. She said she wanted to speak to him again. She knows he's gone and can't hear her from the grave, but she just likes to spend time there, telling her fiancé all about how her life is going.
And she's been doing this ever since Caesar passed away? Oh, so 10 years. Wow. Their love must have been really strong.
I'll bet. Caesar's
Ada
reputation
kambing
fell
kemarin
apart
kagak
after his
dikurban.
identity was revealed, so no one else visits his grave. Gemma's the only one who still thinks about him after all these years. I don't know if the mind lives on in the waters after death, but if it does, I'm sure Caesar must be grateful to have someone who remembers him fondly. If I'm honest, I think this is all so unfair to poor Gemma. Her fiancé was a low-life crook. He doesn't deserve someone like her. Anyway, all of that said, she's running later than usual today. Normally, she'd be sitting in front of his grave by now. I wonder if she's okay. Well, that's everything I know, I'm afraid. You might have more luck asking some other people.
All right,
Bayangin
well,
ya
thanks
kalau
for sharing
NPC
all
bisa
of this with
digacha ya.
us.
Kayak
We'll keep
Catherine
asking
gitu ya.
around.
Mau jadi
You're
apa dia?
welcome. I
Role-nya
just
jadi
hope
apa
she'll be
coba?
able to move on one day.
Ngebagiin Primo game gratis mungkin.
Did you hear the news? They're saying the Phantom Weasel's back.
You're kidding. Wait, isn't he dead?
I don't know anymore. All sorts of news flying around nowadays. I can never tell what's true and what isn't. But what if, just hypothetically, I mean, what if this weasel's the real deal and Caesar was framed?
Called it. Seriously, 10 years ago, on the day it all went down, I said to myself, you know what? This guy's been set up.
Kan sesuai
The Caesar I knew
apa
was a
namanya
good
economic
guy. He gave
nationnya.
balloons to children on the street.
Kalau
for
nationnya
Pete's
kaya
sake.
ya tempatnya juga
What,
lebih
are we
gede.
supposed to believe that he was a balloon
Tapi
thief or
kayaknya
something?
standnya
Give me
tuh
a break.
kayak toko dah, bukan kayak
Please.
soalnya ada
Weren't you the
kayak
one
benda-benda
cursing
gitu
his
di
name to
belakang.
high heaven when the police announced the news? You were all, "Oh, that gosh darn lousy son of a, you think you know a guy," or words to that effect.
Wait,
Son of a-
did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing you, but I couldn't help but notice you were discussing the Phantom Weasel. We're actually quite interested in this topic as well, but we're struggling to get to the bottom of it. Do you think you could spare a moment to tell us a little bit about Caesar?
You've come to the right people. Yep, I was there. Back when Caesar used to perform magic tricks on the street. He was a great magician. The best trick I ever saw him do was pop a transparent balloon, only for a whole bunch of doves to fly out from the inside. I was right up close and didn't blink or look away once. But for the life of me, I still don't have the faintest clue how he pulled it off. Really incredible stuff.
I saw him perform too. He always used to bring some gifts along for the kids who came to watch his show, and he'd hand them out after he was done. Sometimes he even got the kids to write their wishes down, and then he'd make the items on the wish list appear in his next show.
Huh. He doesn't sound like such a bad guy.
But after he died, there were also rumors that he used the wish list to find out what was precious to people, with the intent to steal it later. As I'm sure you know, the Phantom Weasel would steal just about
Phantom
anything from
Weasel.
anyone.
Whatever the case, now that the
Kalau cewek
weasel is
blue
back,
rose namanya.
Caesar's become a hot topic once more.
Phantom Thief mungkin sama.
I bet
mungkin.
Gemma must be pleased. If Caesar's name gets cleared, maybe it'll finally give her some solace after all this time. No, speak of the devil. That's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar, she's definitely the one to ask.
Oh ini orangnya.
So that's Gemma. Is it just Paimon or does it look like something's wrong? Wait, it looks like she's injured. Come on, let's see if she's okay.
Satu NPC lagi yang kelihatannya lumayan. There's this. Waduh bajunya hitam-hitam bang semua.
Hi there.
Tanda berduka.
You're Gemma, right?
Kegiatan in real life. Ya main game.
Who's asking?
Kerja
Don't
juga.
be afraid, we mean no harm.
Gitu aja sih.
It
Nggak banyak
looks like you're
kegiatan.
injured. How bad is it?
Thanks for your concern. But you didn't answer my question. Who are you?
Kadang juga keluar sama teman
What do you
juga.
want with me?
My
Kalau
name is Linny,
ada waktu
and this
luang.
is my sister Lynette.
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler. We're investigating the Phantom
Kerja
Weasel.
sih. Kuliah udah
The
waktu ini.
weasel posted a warning letter this morning. If he still lives, that means that
2019
Caesar was
or
falsely
2022,
accused. You knew Caesar better than anyone else. So if you're willing, we'd love to hear what you think about all this. I promise you can trust us. We won't hurt you. In fact, we'll do all we can to keep you safe.
I never believed that he was the weasel.
Huh. I suspected as much. Okay, so going back 10 years, Do you remember anything strange in the weeks leading up to the accident? Did Caesar have a falling out with anyone, for instance?
No, not that I know of.
Got it. All right. Sorry for disturbing you.
If you don't have any more questions, please leave. I want to be alone with him.
Oke, tunggu bentar ya. Masih nyari list.
Judging by the look on her face, there's definitely something fishy about her.
She's lying. She definitely knows something.
PC nggak
That's
terlalu
fair.
gini.
We're just a bunch of strangers who
Nggak
showed
terlalu
up and
mahal
started
juga sih.
questioning her about things that happened a whole decade ago. It makes sense that she'd be wary around us. In any
Laptop
case,
dulu
I doubt we'll get any further
main
here, so
pakai-
let's call it a day. Meet me outside Hotel de Boer tomorrow, and then we'll start the next step of our plan.
pakai ROG G553 VD sih dulu. Si Jamal, oh yang tadi tuh yang cewek tuh ya.
We're way behind schedule.
Apa namanya? Tunangannya dia meninggal. Katanya dia diduga sebagai itu with the whistle itu. Jatuh
way
mungkin
behind
tadi
schedule.
dia bilang tadi. Ini lah sekarang nyari ininya dia. Dari sana dia kenapa dia kayak gitu. Ada kotak tuh. Ada jaga lagi. Dia ada. Sekarang katanya dia udah dapat tunangan baru tapi nggak ada yang suka sama tunangannya baru tuh. Nggak pantas katanya dia dapetin si ceweknya ini nih. Lemes banget lah. Mungkin pilihan orang tua.
Coming
Always.
to large. Sometsu! Manifest! Chia! Forest fly! Ha!
Yep. Astaga, kepencet dong. Mana lagi nih? Cok, balik lagi, Cok. Ya. Ya ampun. Ya. Mana jauh banget lagi. Oke. Padahal mencari kulus-kulusnya itu dah. Ya ampun. Oh, kulus gitu. Oke, balik lagi. Astaga, ternyata di atas sana dong. Pantas nggak ketemu. Warnanya biru, kayak langit. Kampret. Oke. Wah, no. Astaga. Ulang lagi. Ya. Macam lagi ya. Nah, ya, kan nutut ya. Aduh. Kampret. Udahlah. Gak wanderan aja. Jatuh mulu dari tadi.
Behold! Squall and Fury!
Kita buat wanderer marah-marah.
Behold!
Oke. Nah, kalau gini kan enak. Air hancurin terus. Bang, coba ke depan opera pengadilan air mancurnya tuh, terus turunin volume gamenya. Oke, coba ya. Udah kelar. Dengerin ini dari mana? Oh, ada koin. Oke, mansur, oke. Suruh musiknya kecilin. Siapa nih? Ajar. Oke, musiknya kita kecilin ya. Udah? Kurang tahu dah. Kan orang kuasa udah selesai kemarin. Coba coba ke malam dulu ya. Ya mungkin ya tengah malam lah. Nggak ada anjir. Mana? Gue juga nggak dengar nih. Oke. Audio. Efek-efeknya kita kecilin.
It's so nice to de-stress. This is long overdue.
I wonder where humans come from.
Oh iya ya, ada suaranya. Di atas suaranya. Ada bilang help me tadi.
I think the next one's a trial.
Kok dia minta tolong ya? Apa bukan, kayaknya bukan suara Furina lah tuh. Apa suara cewek-cewek yang dibunuh sama si Fasyar itu lah?
I think the next one's a trial.
Kayak suara ceweknya si Fasyar dah kayaknya. Tapi nggak tahu juga sih. Ya agak ngantuk nih.
I wonder where humans come from.
Oh, Purina tuh. Oke. Thanks for the info ya. Nggak dapat nonton videonya loh, beneran dah. Lah, ini kenapa low grafiknya? Hah? Aduh, ngubah lagi. Nah, kita atur dulu ya. Iya dah. Masih mundur. Open aja. Masih mundur. Oke, kita keluarin gamenya sebentar dulu ya. Nanti kita login lagi. Kayak bukan kayak bocil SMP dah menurut gue. Kayaknya ya SMP mau tamat gitu. Masih labil, ya maklum lah masih kecil dia labil. Kita suruh kemana lagi nih? Wait, 8 sampai 12. Oke, 8 sampai 12. Jam 8 lah. Mari samakan Furina. Iya. Kok kayaknya seluruh nation tuh kayak Arkonnya bikin masalah terus mulu ya? Nggak ada Arkonnya yang peace-peace aja gitu.
A blade is like a
Malah si
key.
Radan lebih parah lagi, naganya dia bunuh
Only
sendiri.
those who
Dia
sample it.
bunuh loh. Electro Dragonnya dibunuh sama dia. Kemana nih?
Many times can appreciate its true qualities.
Bro, ini udah next morning. Empat lima. Nah, baru keluar lagi. Masih. Ya ampun. Kita coba ya. Nah, ini dia orang.
Over here.
joining us today?
I've had her follow Gemma and see if we can make any inroads with her. They should be at a cafe right now. Still, I don't think that Gemma's likely to open up to us. So, we need a contingency plan. Today, we'll be looking into a guy named Lorenzo, Caesar's former pupil and assistant. When Caesar passed away, all the stolen goods discovered in his home were confiscated and returned to their rightful owners. But
Banyak bocil sekarang
Lorenzo
labil
was
ya.
the only one privy to
Orang
all his
dewasanya
magic
labil.
secrets, and he inherited his craft. Before long, Lorenzo was the next big magician in town, his fame surpassing even that of his master, and it made him very wealthy. He's since left the magic scene though, and these days, he's a wealthy businessman with his fingers in a lot of different pies.
Ya.
I
Whatever
had to pull a
donation
lot of
always be
strings,
problem.
but I managed to get him to agree to a couple of drinks with me. Be warned though, I hear he's got a hair-triggered temper. We'd best be careful.
Gacha di patch ini kemarin sih mau nyari aqua simulacra, tapi dapatnya malah ini the first great magic. Aduh. Kayaknya nanti aja dah, nunggu si chloride keluar baru gacha. Kayaknya mau tak rekam tuh, tak stream aja pas gachanya mungkin.
You neglected to mention that you were bringing 2 other people with
Masih
you.
nabung dulu.
My apologies. These 2 are my assistants. When they heard that I was meeting with the former magic maestro himself, they begged and pleaded with me to bring them along.
Kayak kok
And if it's no trouble, a couple of autographs would really make their day.
Oh, forget the pleasantries, just sit.
Get a load of this guy. Forget the pleasantries, he says, but he looks pretty happy about Lenny stroking his ego.
I only agreed to meet since we're both magicians. Do me a favor and cut to the chase. I have more important things to do than drinking.
Much obliged, sir. As it happens, the matter I want to address is also related to magic. Yesterday morning, a warning letter from the Phantom Weasel appeared on the entrance to the Opera House. He claims to be planning something for the same evening that I'm scheduled to do a magic show there. As such, I believe that I may well be his target. I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Naturally, any investigation into the Weasel starts with a few questions about Caesar, who...
What is
coba
there to
bayangin ya kalau Raden
investigate?
Shogun main ke
Caesar was the Weasel and he's been dead for 10 years.
Ke
So what if some sick
Fontaine
creep
mau
thought it'd be
ngapain coba?
funny to write a warning letter? It changes nothing. Are you trying to tell me you actually bought it?
apalagi kalau dia bawa
Please, sir, no
Si
need to get so
Shogun.
worked up. I do concede that a copycat is but one possibility.
Possibility? It's a fact, Linny. Look, my patience is limited, so listen carefully while I'm still willing to
kalau
put up
Fenty
with
ke
you.
Fontaine terus
The
dia
Weasel
nyari
is
minuman
dead.
yang
Period.
ya alkohol lah.
Everyone knows that, so do yourself a
dicobain sama
favor
dia.
and quit this investigation. It'll lead you nowhere. Look, if this affects your magic show in any way, I will personally compensate you for any losses.
Oh, sir, I'm honored, really. But this isn't about finances for me. My pride as a
Kalau
magician is
Zhongli
what's
ke
at stake here,
Fontaine nyari
Lorenzo.
loker.
Copycat or not, this person has thrown me the gauntlet, and I must meet their challenge head on.
Your pride? Don't mince words with me, boy. Just tell me, what exactly are you seeking to do?
I want to find out the Phantom Weasel's true identity. I have to know for myself what really happened 10 years ago.
Ya
What
itu
would that accomplish? And what do the events of 10 years ago have to do with you
sekalinya dia
anyway?
ngomong nggak benar bisa
Look,
dipenggal
you
itu.
of all people should know that a magician never reveals their secrets.
Kecuali dia kalau
And in
Furina
any
bisa berubah
case,
jadi air,
dead men don't talk.
mungkin
So
bakalan
if you
lolos.
really care about your magician's pride, then you'll forget about Caesar.
Ada wine nggak ya di Fontaine ya? Itu yang jadi pertanyaan. Sebetulnya
This is
apa namanya?
getting
Alkohol itu ilegal. Kan Nation of Justice.
Lorenzo? Is that? Oh, it is you! I know that big, booming voice anywhere. What's up, my man? Wanna grab a drink with me?
Another
Oh,
day,
baru
I'm
bilang
busy.
ada alkohol.
Oh, come
Ini
on.
orang
You can't
mabuk.
be all business all the time. You know what they say? Live fast, die young. You gotta learn how to kick back and relax once in a while.
If I wanted your life advice, I'd ask for it. Now get out of my face and go be drunk somewhere else.
Sorry, my
Ini
good
dah kan
sir.
ada orang
I
mabuk
don't
nih,
believe I've
pas di
had the
depan.
pleasure.
Oh, hey. Edmondo. He and I are
Yeah,
business
Nation of
pals. We
Freedom.
worked together a bunch of times.
Amerika.
This is your first time meeting him? Oh, he's always
Freedom
like
Nation.
this. Foul-mouthed and hard-nosed. Never heard a kind word out of this guy the whole time I've known him. And he wonders why he can't get a girlfriend, despite being, what, pushing 40, 30, something? Anyway, point is, a lot older than when he first got rejected by the girl he was into. And is still into, from what I hear.
Shut up and get out of my face. Another word out of you and you can forget about doing business with me ever again. Do I make myself clear?
Sorry, I may
Sudah.
have had a little
Langsung
too much to drink.
Ada masalah sedikit langsung semua
Alright.
pasukannya dikeluarin.
I'm
Eh,
gonna leave.
nggak usah
Don't
semuanya
work
sih.
too hard.
Kli aja cukup. Cara ngalahin
I think it's
orang-orang
high
Fontaine
time I made a
keluarnya
move
Kli.
as well. If you really
Sumeru
want to
apalagi.
investigate this, Linny, be my guest. But if nothing good comes of it, don't say I
Tapi
didn't
kalau Freedomnya
warn you.
dengar kata-kata oil, udah dah. Langsung
Well, that fell to pieces in a
Semua
rather
stoknya
spectacular
dikeluarin.
fashion. Any thoughts?
Totally. And what was all that about compensating you for your losses? Why would someone you just met make an offer like that? He's gotta be hiding something. And not like Gemma. She was a little suspicious, but this guy's definitely covering something up.
I think so too. We need to look into Lorenzo more closely. That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about him. He only just left. Let's see if we can catch up with him.
let's go.
Next on the
Ada jual
agenda.
resepi baru nggak? Ah, perfect. Fanta. Semua beda ya. Anda jual apa? Oh, dia reception, oke. That's my job. You just say oil. Make beda.
You okay there?
Who are you? Oh, it's you guys. Don't worry about me. I must have had one too many. I just need to ride it out. I said way too much back there, didn't I? Yeah, I nearly talked myself into complete financial ruin. Note to self, no more drunken chats when Lorenzo's around.
So, he was serious about threatening to cut you off? Ugh, Paimon knew he was a bad egg.
Hey, keep your voice down. Don't go prying into Lorenzo's personal affairs. Bad things happen to people who ask too many questions or make an enemy out of him.
What kind of bad things?
Don't even ask. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to cut this conversation short. I'm not crossing that line again. And take it from me, trouble with Lorenzo is one thing you don't need in your life. You saw him flare up back there. I don't know what you said to him, but Clearly, it touched a nerve. That's not a good sign. You're too young for this. Don't get in over your head. I'm leaving.
Bye bye.
And there he goes. What do we do now, Lenny?
Shh. I think we're being watched. Someone was listening in to our whole conversation. Don't say anything and don't look back. Any altercation in the city will attract the guards. We'd better take this elsewhere.
Debbie air di belakang. Loh, mana dia? Dia pakai kaca tadi tuh. Oke, let's go keluar kota. Udah banget. Debbie ya. Oke, ada sesuatu di sini.
Next on the agenda.
Ada world quest ini. Kita gini dulu, ambil world questnya, masukin ke list, baru lanjut lagi. Nanti dulu ya, kita kesini dulu. Ayo kesini dulu. Let's go. Hah? Dunia Zahar? Bukan. Ini mirip. Aduh, tuh ada kotak lagi dua anak. Kita kesana dulu.
We're way behind schedule.
I know.
Next on the agenda.
I know. You don't have to tell me about it. This is more important. Waduh, belajar.
You followed us a long way. Why don't you come out and introduce yourselves?
Oh,
So
FBI.
you're Lenny. And where's your sister? Ain't she with you today? Save us the trouble and go fetch her for us. Let's not drag this out.
Paimon doesn't like the tone of your voice, mister. Who sent you, huh?
Save your questions, missy. You ain't gonna need answers where you're going. Capiche?
Looks like we can't avoid this fight. Now, I'm not the strongest fighter,
sering
so I
gini ya.
hope you're ready to back me up.
Tuh, komen chat nggak
Don't worry,
masuk.
we got this.
NPC mirip kayak dia sih. Catherine aja banyak kopiannya.
By ordinance divine. Born of ice and frost. We're way behind schedule.
Nggak bisa berenang kan tuh. Pada cetek.
Access denied.
Curses. They're tougher than we thought.
Vision wielders are always trouble. Intimidation ain't gonna work like it did on the lady.
Come on, let's scram!
Scream.
Hey,
Scram.
wise guys, we ain't through with you yet. Oh, they got away. Did you catch what they said just before they left? Something about intimidating someone else. Sounds like they just wanted to rough us up as a scare tactic, and they've already done it to someone else, but who? You're right. She was injured when we saw her yesterday, and she acted like she had something to hide.
Kok Hoyover
Maybe
suka
she
deh
was too
ngopi-ngopi
scared to tell us the
karakter gitu.
truth because those guys had threatened her.
malas bikin desain atau gimana sih? Kan tuh dia NPC yang banyak
Well,
berperan.
if that's the case,
di
she should be
story
more willing to
quest-nya.
open up to us when she learns that those thugs won't be bothering her anymore. Let's head back to the cafe and see if we can get any information from her.
Ya kita lihat lagi kopiannya di Nazar tuh. Mana dia? Om, masih kecil om, jangan. Oh, nah, ini dia, Kok mirip ya? Mirip ya. Ini juga kayak siapa yang ada bapaknya nolak dia jadi ikut di karavan ribat tuh, yang dia disuruh karena jadi researcher apa namanya? Jadi researcher itu. Sama juga orangnya kayak gitu juga. Ya HSR dedikasinya gede sih. Mungkin timnya beda sih. Ini siapa lagi? Oh, ini orang yang tadi. Kita quest lain nih. Ya ampun, questnya nyampur. Ya wajar lah, game baru kan narik player baru juga. Engine-nya juga beda kok. Tapi nanti Honkai Impact juga engine-nya juga beda dibilang. Dengar sih. Entah lebih bagus, entah lebih gimana. Oke. Tapi kita nanti
We're way behind schedule.
bayangin ya
Next
kalau
on the
Genshin
agenda.
udah fitur out-nya ya, kayak Azur Lane gitu misalnya. Wah, pasti menyenangkan. There she is.
Gemma?
You again.
Game
What is it
wayang
this
tuh kenapa?
time?
We just ran into the men who've been threatening you, and we gave them a taste of their own medicine. So, you can relax now. We're here to protect you.
What? Why? I didn't tell you anything. Why would they come after you?
Sounds like they're no strangers to you.
That's putting it mildly. I know them all too well, and I hate them with every fiber of my being. It's been 10 long years, and still every time I try to look into Caesar's death, they show up and warn me not to do anything stupid. How do I know I can trust you? Do you really think you can get to the bottom of it all? And why are you doing this?
I'm afraid I can't reveal all the details just yet, but I can promise you
Oh, Fate
this.
Grand Order.
I will expose the Phantom Weasel's true identity.
Udah lama kali nggak main game tuh beneran.
Because you see, this is a personal matter of the utmost importance. I
Dulu
give you my word.
main di server
Trust
JP sampai nyari apa namanya?
Okay. How can I help you?
Patch-nya tuh biar bisa diubah
I've
ke
heard
bahasa
that
Inggris,
Caesar
biar
used to
bahasa
have a
Jepang.
magic workshop where he kept a lot of his
Mau
personal
downloadnya di
effects.
GitHub lagi nggak ngerti.
If possible, I'd like to take a
Untung
look at
ada
them.
videonya.
Do you know where it is?
The Fleuve Sonde. But the place was sealed up by the police after his death, and no one's been there since. I also know that the Fleuve Sonde is dangerous territory. Lots of hostile groups lurking around. If you're serious about going there, please be careful.
Understood. Lynette, you stay here and take care of Gemma. Don't let her come to harm.
Tapi Fate Grand Order
Got
story-nya
it.
seru sih.
But if I'm staying here, I'm ordering dessert.
Sama waifunya
I
banyak.
mean, bon appetit. But stay sharp, too. They're likely to come for you while I'm away.
Artoria apalagi.
All right,
Aduh,
power saving mode off.
mantap sekali dia.
I'll start taking this more seriously now.
Artoria yang gini ya, yang King itu yang naik kuda tuh. Itu favorite banget dah. Oke, we going underground. Oh ya, kambing takut air ya? Ganyu kok nggak takut air? Oke.
If Gemma gave us the right location, then the workshop should be right nearby. Huh. Looks like these boxes are blocking the entrance. Let's shift them away first. There we go.
Oh iya,
It should be just down
dojennya.
here.
Dojen Fate Grand Order itu. Apalagi yang R18 nya itu ya. Gua ada sih gini yang demen sama satu kreator yang bikin Fate Grand Order Dojen itu, tapi yang R18 ya. Ada di Pixiv namanya Zen Hirasawa kalau nggak salah. Itu up-nya wow banget. Di Pixiv. Okay, what we do?
So this was Caesar's workshop. Nothing suspicious here, just normal magic.
Bro. Kok kayak kebakar ya? Ini kayak logo Homu yang di Honkai Impact dah, yang di lengan bajunya ini. Oh iya dong, lebih baik scroll Pixiv daripada scroll TikTok.
What was that? Oh, is this one of Caesar's gadgets?
Tapi kebanyakan di Pixiv mau nyari ininya sih, art yang bagus-bagus,
Some sort of device.
yang resolusinya gede biar bisa jadi wallpaper. Boo. How you doing?
Born of ice and frost. My apologies. Full as fun. Access denied. Whirling snow.
Kalau aing
Whoa. Look, the doll in the box
go. Lift. Aduh, mekanik lagi nih.
These magic boxes are moving. What do we do?
One of them looks different from the rest. Let's investigate.
We're way behind schedule.
Ada yang glow ini kan? Itu kan kalau yang mod skin itu Genshin gini kayaknya tuh Kak, apa namanya? Genshin yang private server itu loh. Ininya banyak sih di komunitas Discord tuh banyak banget yang bahas Genshin private server itu. Aduh, suruh ngapain lagi nih? Oke. Next. There you are. Oh, masa bisa? Tak kira cuman grafik mod aja yang bisa di yang ori. Pernah sih mau coba grafik mod dulu tapi takut ke ban. Kalau bisa pengen nyoba skinnya gini, skinnya coba Raiden Mei itu, yang Apo tuh, apalagi pakai office lady outfit. Di
That's
Raiden
weird.
Shogun kayaknya
Have
sabi
we
sih.
reached the end already? There's nothing here. Maybe this was a wasted trip.
This place seems a little too ordinary for a magician's workshop. There's a distinct lack of mystery. We've triggered quite a few devices on the way here. I'm starting to wonder whether Caesar built this whole place as one big, elaborate magic contraption. If so,
Tapi
then
ada
there
juga yang
must be
skinnya
more to this place than
ya
meets
yang
the
gitu-gitu
eye.
yang
Maybe a hidden room somewhere. Aha! If I just move this book, then hopefully... And... presto!
oh.
A secret passageway! How did you know?
I'm a magician too. And
Ya dah.
apparently great
Pernah
minds
nggak lihat
really
yang
do think
kakinya
alike.
gede gitu kayak
Looks pretty
butinya?
big inside. Let's head in and take a
Dulu
look
pernah lihat
around.
Monas yang kayak gitu di Twitter, dulu pernah dapat lihat. Akhirnya ketemu juga yang Raiden yang kayak gitu juga. Kayak kaki tebal banget. Dan bagian bawah bajunya tuh kayak gini. Kayak apa, baju renang gitu. Nggak tahu model apa itu. Hey Dogo.
Blaze over.
What the dog do?
Barbados, guide us.
Boom. Iya dah, ada. Nggak bahaya ya? Skin kayak gitu tuh. Tapi yang main di private server udah mulai diburu sekarang sama ini apa? Mihoyo sama yang pakai skin-skin itu katanya. Karena menyalahgunakan Yulanya atau user apa itu kepanjangan lupa.
My apologies.
Aduh, ini di workshop beneran ya.
Obey. Do your master's bidding! Embrace the ice!
Let's get this show on the road.
Why have you stopped, Lenny? Is there some device in that box?
Huh. It just looks familiar somehow. Let me check this out for a second
Ya,
while
pasti
you guys go
bayar.
on ahead.
Nggak mungkin dikasih gratis.
If anyone makes a major discovery, let's rendezvous here.
Ya kayak misalnya
Alright,
Genshin
see you in a bit.
Premium. Atau Genshin Plus mungkin namanya. Genshin Impact Plus.
Next on the agenda.
Aduh salah nih. Oh enggak. Aduh salah nih. Kita kemana ya? Oh bisa loncat juga. Asik. Oke, ambil lancang-lancang. Hop. Yeay, berhasil. Tak kira nggak bisa loncat. Nanganan $5 buat swimsuit, tapi swimsuitnya bahaya dah. Kalau $10 udah saya nggak pakai baju. Tapi worth it ya segitu ya. Ya maksudnya kita dapat fan service-nya.
Wow! There's a hidden room here! Let's see! Oh, this bookcase is
Ya
full
sedia
of Caesar's
tisunya di
own
rumah
notes.
banyak-banyak.
He wrote a lot about the principles of magic. Whew. Much too advanced for Paimon. Hey, look! Is that Caesar's diary on the table? This book's thick as a brick! Let's take a peek inside it, shall we?
Oke. About the wish
At one of
list.
my shows a few days ago, a child asked me how I pulled candy out of my hat.
Nggak dah.
As a joke, I told the kid that the hat has a built-in wish-granting machine. Next thing I know, today a whole bunch of kids were pestering me to pull all sorts of things out of the hat. So I told them another white lie. The machine needs time to power up, but in the meantime, you can write your wishes down. Well, they took me up on that offer. Enthusiastically.
Ya lu simpan
As
sendiri
I
aja
write
bro.
this, I've only just got
Nanti
back
takut
from running
ketahuan.
around all over town, buying the things they wanted. Boy, are my legs sore. I wound up saving very little this month, but that's not a major issue. I now have a bigger problem. How am I going to hide all these things inside my hat?
Ya itu dah ya. Malah ngelihat
Two children came to talk to me
ininya.
after today's show. I don't know why they were out on their own. They looked much too young to be unsupervised.
Malah lihat apa
I do
show
hope
tanpa
they got home
busana.
safely. Anyway, they said
Ya
that they
apalagi
wanted me to teach
UID-nya
them how to
ketahuan
do
kan
magic.
bahaya juga.
It's not uncommon for children to ask this, of course, but I've never seen any of them as serious about it as these two. I told them that learning magic is very hard work, but that didn't faze them at all. It's like they already knew. They seemed so committed. I couldn't turn them down.
Okay, what's next?
It
Lorenzo.
seems like something's bothering Lorenzo
Cristiano
lately,
Lorenzo.
but he won't open up to me about it.
Jorge Lorenzo.
Surely he's not upset that I agreed to teach those two children. I'll have to talk him around. I have a good feeling about those kids. They're naturally talented, and it seems like they're not new to the world of magic. They have all sorts of fantastic ideas. All I'm really doing is helping them develop a more professional standard training plan.
ininya
wanted to call me
keriset nggak
master,
kalau ke
but I
band
told
1
them
bulan
they
tuh?
absolutely mustn't.
Maksudnya
magician
semua
worth their
statnya
salt could have taught
kayak di
them what I
GTA
have.
gitu kan, kalau ke band
They're the geniuses here.
keriset semuanya.
Compared to them, I don't deserve to be called any sort of master. With time, I have no doubt that they could become far greater magicians than I. My only concern is why they're so mature for their age. I fear they've had to grow up too fast. I don't dare to imagine what they must have been through.
Tapi dengar-dengar juga kalau
Gemma
apa
thinks so
namanya,
too.
jual
She
akun
doesn't
itu
like
juga
being
ilegal
around
juga loh.
Says that their
Beneran ya?
eyes are too piercing. They don't bother me, but then again, I've never been the sharpest tool in the shed.
Kalau
It's
masih
nearly
utuh
time for me to
semuanya
go
sih,
on tour.
kayaknya save
I
aja
asked
sih.
the 2 kids if they'd like to come with me, but they shook their heads.
Mungkin 3
I
bulan
once overheard them talking
ke
about their
band.
father and their
3
mission.
kali ke band,
Sounds like their parents have
mungkin baru
other
blacklist
plans for
langsung
them.
gitu
I
kayaknya.
guess we'll be parting ways soon.
Kayaknya sih belum
It's
pernah.
only been 10 days since I first met them, but I think that I've gotten a feel for their personalities now. They're very tough, but also very cautious, and they trust no one but each other. This, I fear, is not a good habit to have. They hide things from me too. For example, when I asked them where they live and why they wanted to learn magic, they lied. That's the thing about children. Whenever they're trying to cover something up, it always shows somehow. I can sense that their
Memang dah
lives
kan
have been
bisa aja
hard.
kan kita kan nggak tahu
Possibly
source
even
akun itu dari
dangerous
mana.
too.
Mungkin
They're
kalau
not
emang
like
benar
other
dia akun
children.
dari orang yang mungkin malas
It's a
main
shame that I
atau udah
can't do more to
pensi
help them.
dijual itu kan
After
ya
thinking
gitu lah.
things
Tapi
over,
kalau ada orang
I
yang ngambil
decided to
akun
tell
secara
them a
paksa
bit
itu
about
yang
how I
bahaya.
see the world. It's full of lies and falsehoods.
Makanya
And that is why we must find our
hati-hati aja
own
sih.
truth. P.S. I hope they won't find my
Tapi
nagging
kalau
annoying.
akunnya login ke MiHoYo katanya
Children are so
aman-aman aja sih.
opinionated
Kalau yang
nowadays.
pakai Google gitu baru ya.
Will it do them
dibilang.
more harm than good for someone they've
Maksudnya
only
dikonek
known
ke
10 days to
Google
lecture
gitu
them
itu
like
baru
that?
bahaya katanya. Kalau dari MiHoYo
PPS.
langsung kayak
Maybe I'm overthinking this.
kayak di Hongkai kan ada 2 dulu
Children aren't
loginnya yang
interested
kuning
in
sama yang
grand
putih.
philosophies.
Yang putih itu HoYoverse-nya.
It probably just went
Kalau
in
yang dari
one ear
HoYoverse
and
itu
out
mungkin
the other.
aman sih.
I bet they've already forgotten every
Kebanyakan
word
yang
I said.
dengar-dengar kabar yang akunnya ke
Oh,
hack itu
Caesar.
yang login ke Google
Just mind your own business next time.
gitu sih. Tapi nggak tahu juga.
Two magic geniuses with a father and a mission, huh? Sounds a lot like he was writing about Linny and Lynette, don't you think? So did they meet Caesar when they were kids? Let's go ask Linny.
Father berarti si Arecino, the knave. Iya dah. Pernah lo dengar ada orang jual beli akun tuh dia di hack back loh. Uangnya hilang, akun yang dibeli juga hilang. Ada ya orang kayak gitu ya.
Linny?
Shh, hold that thought. As I expected, there's a lot of fishy things going on in this place.
Fishy? Uh-oh, what have you found?
All in good time. Before we go over our new leads, I want to tell you how a high-altitude escape is performed. First, the magician slots themselves
Ya,
into
ada.
a magic box in full view
Dulu
of the
ada teman di
audience.
Discord gitu dah,
The box
katanya
is
dia
then
kan beli
suspended
akun nih.
high in the air, and a short
Akunnya
while
tuh
later, the
belinya
base
berapa ya?
automatically
500
opens.
ribu atau 700 ribu
At
dia
this
bilang katanya.
point, a dummy will fall
Itu
out
dah,
of the
kan udah
box,
dibeli.
but it looks real
Udah
enough to
dikasih
grab
nih
the
semuanya
audience's
password,
attention,
nama
and
akunnya.
they start wailing
Udah bisa
and
login.
screaming.
Taunya mungkin keesokan harinya tuh 2 hari
Meanwhile,
yang
the
lalu,
real
2 hari
magician,
kemudian
who
dia
has by
bilang
now blended into the
baru
crowd,
buka Genshin,
waits
taunya
for a
akunnya
good
tuh udah
moment to
login di
make
tempat
their
lain,
appearance and
bukan
put
di
on a
gininya dia.
hysterical performance. Oh no!
Berarti kan
Is that me?
diambil
Did I
sama
just
orangnya
fall
lagi
to my
gitu.
death?
Mana orangnya kadang nggak bisa dihubungin lagi.
Very vivid description.
Kayak akun
Paimon
IG
can
ghost gitu.
really picture it.
Nggak bisa di-chat, nggak bisa diapain.
The audience's gaze
Fotonya
then
juga
turns
kosong.
to the magician, and by the time they realize
Follower
what's
kosong.
happened, the dummy has vanished, as if everything that just happened was some sort of
gitu dah.
shared illusion. Of course, that's just how I think the process should work, theoretically speaking.
Ya, mending giniin akun sendiri aja. Karena kan kita usaha dari dulu.
The inventor of this trick
Grindingnya
never
itu loh.
performed it successfully.
Waktu,
When the box opened,
kalau ada
Caesar was the one who fell out, and not the
kalau ada
dummy.
gini uang juga.
He fell right to the ground from the highest point of the opera house. No one could hope to survive that fall, not without a vision at least. And no one else has ever attempted this trick
Ya kita
since.
intinya bersyukur
My
aja sama apa
understanding
yang
of
udah
how it
kita
works
dapat.
is just based on what it could
Kalau nggak
gather from
dapat
his
ya
notes and the
sudahlah,
relevant gadgets
gitu
here in
aja.
his workshop.
So Caesar's famous high altitude
Dulu
escape
pernah
has
tuh
never been done,
frustasi
huh?
dulu gara-gara nggak dapat Raiden sama si Shanha sampai mau beli
I
akun
was
dulu.
about to say how
Akun
cool it
starter
would have
juga.
been to see it in person, but if it's that dangerous,
Gimana
it's
coba ini?
probably for the best that no one else tries to do it.
Mikir lagi harus ngulang kalau beli.
Wait a second. So if a dummy's supposed to drop out of the
Ya, ada
box,
banyak
then
kenangannya.
where does the real magician go? How does he get out?
Glad you asked. That brings us to the secret of
Banyak
said
ada kadang
box.
masa-masa sulitnya juga main di akun itu.
This box right here is the one that Caesar constructed himself to use in the performance, and it's not as simple as it looks. Inside, there's a device that only the magician himself would know about. Once the magician's inside and the box is lifted up into the air, the audience's view of the box is fixed at a certain angle. From where they're standing, they have a clear view of the front, sides, and bottom, but the back and the top are now
Ngeceknya
no
gimana
longer
ya?
visible.
Kalau udah berapa
At
lama
this
aktifnya
point,
itu?
the magician presses a button inside the box, opening a secret door out of
Penasaran
view.
tuh.
He then escapes through this trap door onto the opera house roof, waits for the dummy to fall and distract the audience, and quietly returns to ground level.
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined. Even Paimon could probably do it.
Well, there's a little more to it than that, of course. The hardest part of this trick is controlling the audience's mood and reactions. That takes an exceptional degree of showmanship. There's the falling dummy, the miraculous reappearance, the pompous performing. Maybe the magician would even have themselves tied up before it begins to strengthen the
Waduh,
impression
lama
that
dah.
there's no escape. Many days and nights of
Yeah,
careful
yeah.
research and painstaking practice would have gone into this, all culminating in a performance just a few minutes long, but one that still manages to transform the shock and grief of a tragic accident to the joy and laughter of a mesmerizing magic trick. Caesar was a highly accomplished magician, but unfortunately, even he didn't manage to pull it off.
So, how did it go so wrong? You said you found some fishy stuff here. Have you figured out what really happened?
I can make a pretty good guess. I looked into the case files. The magic box Caesar was using at the time of his death had the secret button I mentioned positioned on the right-hand side. And sure enough, he always used his right hand as his dominant hand in public.
Okay. Nothing suspicious there.
But here's the strange thing. Most of the devices in this workshop have the mechanism on the left-hand side, including this box right here, which leads me to believe that Caesar was in fact left-handed. Because a magician can't afford to have their most basic habits stand out too much. People naturally focus their attention on the most important details of the task or situation at hand. But a magician needs to be able to redirect an audience's attention at will, so as to avoid arousing their suspicion. The essence of magic is getting people to believe a lie. If
Kayaknya-
even the truth raises eyebrows, the falsehoods become all the more difficult to mask.
Ini udah berapa lama
And
ya?
so,
Kayaknya.
Caesar trained himself to use his right hand to align with his audience's expectations. Great magic always requires sacrifices. But in his most stressful and nerve-wracking moments, and when no one was watching, reflex would kick in and he'd use his left hand. That's why he set his gadgets with the mechanism on his left. Exactly. I think that's likely what happened. Caesar would have been under a lot of time pressure during the escape. He'd have had mere seconds to open the hidden compartment, retrieve the dummy, then open the secret door and make a swift
lengkap,
escape.
pasti harganya mahal.
But I'm sure he was confident.
Pernah lu lihat
He would
di
have rehearsed
Instagram ada yang
countless
jual
times
itu.
to the point where it was second
Berapa ya?
nature.
57
He
juta
barely
atau
need to
berapa
think
itu?
about what he was doing because
Punya
muscle memory
karakter
would
bintang
guide him
5,
through.
10,
So
tapi udah
he
C6
opened the
semua sih.
compartment, took out the dummy,
Senjatanya
checked
juga ada yang
everything was in
R5.
order, and then
Banyak
went to
juga
leave.
yang event yang udah
With his left
dijalanin.
hand, he reached
The
for the
Seven dah
button,
level
and
10
suddenly,
semua.
his heart skipped a beat. It wasn't there. Much like when you reach for your keys but find your pocket empty, his mind needed a moment to process what was going on. Instinctively, his left hand would keep feeling around for the missing button, maybe for another second or two, until the bottom of the box gave way. With the stakes being as high as they were, just a
Hobi itu mahal
2-second
ya.
delay cost him everything. The authorities would find nothing suspicious and conclude that his death was due to his own error.
When in reality, someone switched the boxes.
Iyalah pasti top up,
And
nggak
they
mungkin.
did it to murder
Mungkin ada
him.
sih yang mungkin kalau dia dari main nggak ngepull siapa-siapa
switch
gitu,
without
langsung
being
ngepull
noticed.
siapa
That
gitu.
would be difficult to pull off, no?
It would have to have been someone who knew that he was left-handed and who could move his props around without arousing suspicion. Someone who was always by his side. Isn't that right, Lorenzo?
You just couldn't let sleeping dogs lie, could you?
Kalau dibilang
Not a lot
murni
of
free to
people
play
would go to
dulunya
all this
murni free
trouble
to
for
play
some magician who died
pas
10
pertama kali
years
main.
ago.
Tapi udah mulai kenal
I didn't
meta,
wanna have to do
ya
this,
beli
you know.
apa namanya?
Silencing you the hard way
Blessing
just
of the
creates
Moon,
more problems for me to deal with. But I gave you
Tapi
your
tidak pernah sih beli
chance.
BP atau beli
I hoped you'd do what's good for you and back off like the lady, but
beli apa namanya? Beli
you
Genesis tuh tidak
disappoint
pernah.
me.
You mean Gemma? So you are the one who's been threatening her.
Yes, although however stubborn she might be, she was never much of a liability. But you people, you never even knew him, but for some reason you just wouldn't drop it. Which is why you can't leave this place alive. Take them out and make it quick.
Ah, tak bunuh kau semua.
Worst.
And now you die.
Step right up.
Born of ice and frost. Take flight. For Rex Lapis. No touching. Unleash. Whirling snow. Kamisato art.
Belum main apa lagi?
Cryo incarnate. Manifest.
Ya belinya juga nggak terlalu sering juga sih.
You
Tapi
kids
sekarang udah
are
nggak pernah beli
tougher than
lagi.
you look.
Had enough yet, Lorenzo? Your cronies can't help you
Kasihan
now.
uangnya.
I think it's high time you started talking. And what I'd really like to know is,
Dulu beberapa kali
why
juga sih
did you
pernah beli.
murder
Pas
Caesar?
main di tablet dulu.
If I had a Mora for every time you said that man's name. Of course you idolized Caesar, everyone else did. But I was the real genius magician. Me! He was just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made magic into the fine art it is today. The aristocrats doffed their hats to me!
Wah, ini orang
So
punya
it
dendam
was
pribadi.
jealousy.
Jealousy. Hatred, more like. I hated Caesar. All he cared about was his magic. He lived and breathed it. He poured everything into his street performances and his stupid tours like it was just a hobby to him, never bothering to think about Mora. What sort of fool devotes their life to the art of deception
Yeah,
and never has a Mora to show for it? But the people loved him.
Jorge Lorenzo orang jahat sekarang dah.
How they looked up to him. No one
Jelasan
gave me
lagi.
his second look. All I ever heard was, "Oh, your master's amazing, isn't he?" Amazing. Yeah, so amazing that he was completely broke. Every other apprentice was living it up at their master's expense, but no, not me. I put in all the work, mastered all the skills, and it brought me
Sama
nothing
kayak
more
siapa
than the
namanya
life I already
asistennya
had.
Tsunade itu. Udah selesai perang dunianya, udah selesai langsung jadi guru di Upin Ipin.
He forbade me from using magic to trick people out of their mora.
Kok mau
There
mirip
was
ya?
nothing he hated more than that. And with his reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone. As long as he was alive, if I dabbled in my own brand of money-making magic, he would expose me, and it would destroy me. I had to kill him. There was no other way. He had to go.
Bro, that's not good.
And
Don't
this was
kill
your
people.
only motive?
It was reason enough. What other motive would I need?
Well, I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play. For instance, maybe you were in love with Gemma, but she was engaged to Caesar.
In love with Gemma? Don't be ridiculous.
Guess I was wrong about that then. Next question. Are you the Phantom Weasel?
I am. Caesar was so strict
Agak
with
ngebug
me.
ya dari live-nya.
He insisted that his way was the right way. That the sole purpose of magic was to bring joy to the world.
Enggak kok dari ini
never
ada
bought into any of
retry
that.
terus dari ini lihat chatnya.
I was more interested in the practical value of magic. Sure enough, it helped me fill my pockets with all kinds of valuable treasures.
Oh, yeah! Charlotte told us that the weasel would steal whatever people valued, no matter how much it was worth.
That's just how it looked from the outside. What would any thief want with second-rate loot? I've only ever targeted high-value items. I stole cheap things as a way of practicing my craft. It was other people's overactive imaginations that conjured up the preposterous image they then dubbed the Phantom Weasel.
So that's the story, huh? Well, I hope you're ready to tell it all over again during your trial.
What choice do I have? You're a pack of wolves, and you've got me between your jaws. You've seen what's here, and my last-ditch effort to stop it getting out has failed. What else can I do? So be it. I've enjoyed power and wealth for the last 10 years, the likes of which Caesar could never give me.
Oh, udah nyuri juga.
I wouldn't choose for things to end this way,
Jahat bener
but
lu.
I regret nothing.
Lorenzo.
Very well. In that
Pensi di
case,
MotoGP
I'll
malah
contact the
kesini
guards.
nyuri.
Traveler, Paimon, keep an eye on Lorenzo for me. I'll meet you just outside the workshop when I'm back.
Oke, bos. You stay there.
At least I can finally stop looking over my shoulder now.
You better die, bro. Keluar ya?
My apologies.
Keluar aja dah. Lorenzo jadi pesulap.
Lily has told me the whole story. Lorenzo, do you confess to the murder of Caesar and to framing him for the Phantom Weasel's crimes?
Look who's finally developed a conscience. What kind of disciple murders their own master? I hope it was worth it.
Ya, Lorenzo
because
masuk
there'll be hell
penjara.
to pay.
Ya. Ya, makin hancur hidupnya dah.
Looks like it's all over. What should we do next, Lenny? Should we start preparing for your show?
Let me think. let's rendezvous with Lynette and Gemma first. With Lorenzo in custody, Gemma will no longer have to fear for her safety.
Good point. We should go tell Gemma the good news right away. It'll give her some peace of mind for sure.
Nggak jadi combat. Ya ada dibui sekarang. Where is? What happened, bro? Masih juga duduk sini pada udah pagi loh.
Ah, you're back. You were so quick. I've only just finished my third dessert.
Your
Udah
third?
pagi.
Lynette, come on, we've talked about this. Everything in moderation. You're not gonna have any room left for dinner now.
That's fine. I'll shift to exercise mode and jog off the excess sugar.
That's besides the point. Well, it's done now. But try to eat a more balanced diet in the future.
Point taken.
Did everything go okay?
Of course. Lorenzo was no match for us. The guards are taking him into custody as
Ini UID ya?
Gosh, that's amazing. I'm sorry, I still didn't know if I could trust you, but now it seems I can. I had my suspicions about Lorenzo, but
It's okay. We understand. He did threaten you. Paimon would find it hard to trust strangers in your position too. But you don't need to be scared anymore. Everything's gonna be okay.
Sorry. My emotions are all over the place right now. I've been waiting for this day to come for so long. I always wanted to report Lorenzo.
Actually.
He took all of Caesar's property, which I found suspicious. But I had people watching me all the time, so I couldn't risk looking into it.
RPG.
I was so afraid. I was scared he'd do something terrible to me, and then no one would be left to visit Caesar's grave. So I never had the courage to speak out. Thank you all. Truly. Thank you so much.
Ya, dia keluar.
Thank you all for clearing Caesar's name. I never would have guessed that Lorenzo was the real Phantom Weasel. He never showed any
Dunia
signs that
Fontaine
there were
mana tadi?
problems between him and Caesar in public. From the outside,
Ini dia,
looked like they
kayaknya.
got along great. And to think that lowlife's been living life to the fullest all this time, while Caesar's name was getting dragged through the mud. It's a
Ini
travesty.
bukannya Dunia Fontaine.
At least his soul can finally rest in peace now.
Tadi
Thanks to
ada
your
juga
efforts.
yang di tempat tadi tuh. Di mana nih?
If only I'd realized before it was too late.
Semoga dia ngomong, please dia ngomong, please.
Don't blame yourself, Gemma. This isn't your fault.
Yeah, you still have
Kok dia
the rest
gebukan?
of your life to live. Caesar wouldn't want to see you spending it feeling guilty.
Dolora namanya.
Cheer up, Gemma. My brother's
Dia
doing a
nggak,
magic
mukanya
show at the
kegebukan
opera house
tadi.
tomorrow evening. Would you like to come along? It might raise your spirits. This show will be a
Iya dah,
special one.
banyak scene nangisnya.
We're holding it in Caesar's honor.
Wajar, Hydro.
In Caesar's honor. Really? Thank you.
Dunia Sar kok
I'll be
montok
there.
ya?
Great. We'll see you tomorrow evening. Traveler, Paimon, don't be late.
Don't worry, we'll be there. No way are we gonna miss out on a free magic show.
Badannya kayak berisi.
Paimon feels like we're forgetting something. Oh yeah, Caesar's diary!
Oh bukan nih, bukan.
Found out if the two kids Caesar taught magic to were Linny and Lynette or not.
Nggak mungkin gemuk kayak gitu. Dunia Sar apa tuh di montok? Mungkin buffnya. Mungkin versi buffnya dia. Tadi di mana ya? Dunia zat itu ya. Di sini ya. Oh ya, di sini, di sini.
Lenny changed the topic back in the workshop, so we didn't get a chance to bring it up.
There's
Oh,
this.
well, guess we'll just have to ask Lenny tomorrow evening.
Nih, dunia zat nih. Cuma beda baju doang. Siapa lagi berontak ini? Langsung main ke Fontaine dia sama temannya yang itu dah, yang ikut di ininya Nilu tuh, grupnya Nilu itu. Ini mirip banget nih, dua orang nih, beneran dah. Ini yang berantem sama bapaknya itu. Aduh, langsung ke Fontaine dia jalan-jalan. Bulletin board. Kita langsung ke sana aja kayaknya. Mana show-nya ini? Sedikit. 20-an. Aduh. Lewat dong.
Onwards. We have work to do.
Oke, kita kesini ya. Opera Epic Place. Epic Place. Ada orang Inazuma. Halo. Ini sama kayak orang yang bawa gondola di mana nih? Di Itali untuk Prancis tuh, lupa. Hai. Oke, sudah level 5 guys. Masih proses. Oh iya, jangan bahas Jakarta lagi dah. Ini kemana ya? Oke, kita kesini dulu ya.
Next on the agenda.
Pasti di bawah. Oh, itu deh. Oke, kita teleport lagi. Kita ada NPC dulu. Mirip banyak orang.
We're way behind schedule.
I think the
Ini orang
next one is
Sumeru.
a trial. Honestly, I'm not a big
Masuk
fan
ke
of
dalam. We meet again. Oke. Open the door. Open the door. Tus. Oh, masih kosong. Belum mulai ternyata. Loh, kok dia nggak ikut? Participant itu.
Paimon's excited to see another of Linny's magic shows! Wait. Lynette, shouldn't you be on stage by now?
Not this time. My brother's going solo today. So
Iyalah.
I'll be watching with you.
Selalu.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's ready because the show is about to begin.
Let the show begin.
The great magician Linny has prepared a spectacular show for us all tonight, concluding with an all-new grand finale that no audience has ever seen before.
Wow! A new trick!
Thank you all so much for coming. Now, prepare to join me on a journey through the mystical and miraculous.
GG to you, bro.
Exciting stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it's just... It reminds me of him.
No wonder. Caesar was a famous magician too. So, how did you two first meet, Gemma?
Ya, nggak apa-apa, bro.
Well, I was out on the street once, and I saw him performing for little
Santai
children.
aja.
Children love magic, because they're willing to believe in things that can't be rationally explained. Caesar had this amazing way of bringing them into a dreamlike world. And somehow, I felt drawn to him too. So I went up and asked him to do a trick for me.
Aw, that sounds so romantic. What trick did he do?
It was with a flower. He took it in his hand, snapped his fingers, and it magically appeared on my head. I was so happy that day. No one had ever given me a flower before that.
Oh, that's so cute. Actually, now that you mention it,
Ya, tapi
Linny's done
bedanya
that
orang
one
Jakarta nggak
before.
bisa berubah jadi air.
Is that right?
Kecuali kalau
Then I
hilang.
suppose he's a romantic at heart, just like Caesar. So let's treasure the time we have with him.
Nggak tahu juga sih.
After all, you never know when the people dearest to you might be gone.
That's right. It's all over now. Paimon doesn't really know how to comfort you, but at the very least, no one's gonna be intimidating you from now on.
Pengen
You
banget
can breathe easy at
Paimon
last,
biar
right?
Paimon bisa jalan.
Right.
Maksudnya jalan di tanah nggak
Yes,
terbang.
you can breathe easy now. Phantom Weasel.
See? Even Lynette says... Wait, what? The Phantom Weasel? Lorenzo escaped? Where is he?
What do you mean, Phantom Weasel?
As Linny once said, a performer's job is to commit fully to their role and put on a flawless performance for their audience. But once the bag of tricks is empty and the curtain falls, it's time to end the show. The spotlight is no place for
kalau dia
someone
jalan
with no
kayak
more
kependekan.
cards up their sleeve. It's been 10 years, Gemma. Aren't you tired of the grieving widow act? I think it's time to put an end to it.
What are you talking about? Paimon doesn't like this riddle. Traveler, Paimon doesn't like where this is going. Come on, say something!
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all enjoying the performance so far. There will now be a brief intermission, after which Linny will perform the most electrifying act of tonight's show, the one we've all been waiting for. The final performance will take place outside of the Opera House, so please make your way outside in a calm and orderly fashion.
Nek, kesana gimana ya caranya?
The Phantom Weasel never did like public places, did they? Don't worry.
Bukan kayak
This place will
balon,
be quiet soon.
kayak drone.
Let's talk somewhere else for now.
Dan tahu nggak cara naik ke atas? Ada tangga nggak sebelah sini? Mau ngambil viewpoint itu? Atau ganti jadi wanderer aja. Oke, up there.
Squall and Fury.
Oh no. Kurang tinggi.
Behold!
Nah, kepalanya kejedot. Bangke.
Squall and Fury.
Oops.
The wind rises.
Oke, sudah.
Behold!
Kalau nggak nyampe kayak nyamuk berarti. Berisik.
Dear me, this is awkward, isn't it? And unfortunately, I'm all out of gadgets, so I'm afraid I can't do any tricks to liven up the mood. This is a big mistake for a magician to make, but thankfully, I do have a backup plan. Now, who wants to hear a story?
Lenny, don't we have more important things to address right now? Lynette accused Gemma of being the real Phantom Weasel a moment ago. Oh, what the heck's going on?
All in good time. Magicians are good at guessing what people are thinking. I know the questions you want to ask. And as it happens, the story I'm about to tell might answer a few of them.
Really? Well then, let's hear it! Paimon's dying of curiosity here!
Let's go back to the very beginning. A decade ago, when the Phantom Weasel was terrorizing the court of Fontaine. She never missed a target, never left a trace, and no treasure was safe from her thieving hands. But as her infamy grew, so did the readiness of the police, and her opportunities to act became ever
Tapi di
fewer.
kayak di game
Every
lain Blue
day
Rose
she ran the
namanya.
risk of being exposed for who she was.
Phantom
Of
Thief Blue
course,
Rose.
she could not
Kalau di game
simply
yang
take
lain.
this lying down, and before long, she found her ticket to freedom. She would create a scapegoat, a false weasel to close the chapter on her behalf. After weighing her options, she set her sights on a renowned magician, Caesar. After all, magic and theft shared enough similarities for people to buy the story when the truth came out.
So then what?
Being the master deceiver she was, the weasel easily earned Caesar's trust. Now all that
Oh,
remained was to
namanya.
frame him for her countless crimes. But as she was considering how to make her move, she noticed Caesar's aggrieved pupil, and a new thought entered her mind. Maybe I don't need to get my hands dirty after all. At her
Tadi yang
encouragement,
dibilang
Lorenzo
di
tampered with
quest nih
Caesar's
apa
magic
namanya?
box,
Magic
causing him to
sama
fall to his death.
Thief itu sama.
Afterwards,
Sulap
Lorenzo
sama
seized his master's property,
pencurian itu
and the
sama.
weasel set about tarnishing Caesar's reputation.
Pencuri itu sama gitu tuh.
Two co-conspirators committed the perfect crime.
Soalnya kan dia ini ngedeketin si pesulap ini untuk ngecover ininya dia, kejahatannya dia di masa lalu. Supaya tidak dicurigai.
I've got to hand it to you. You're both exceptional storytellers. It's enough to make even me wonder whether there was really another mastermind behind all this, pulling the strings. But I just have one question. You seem to think that I am the villain in this tale. What's brought this on, Linny? Is it something that Lorenzo said?
Don't worry, Lorenzo said nothing at all. But I never believed that he was the weasel, and in fact, my investigation only made me more certain of that. He was too
Yeah,
forthcoming with his confession, as if there was something else he was
Covering
trying to hide.
Sesuatu.
How disappointing. So you'd sooner trust Lorenzo than me? Even without a shred of evidence?
A magician is an expert at playing the audience to get the result they want. And I have no doubt that you, Gemma, are equally talented in this regard. With a little help from Lorenzo, you put on a very convincing performance. The lovesick fiancé, whose devotion to her betrothed is unshakable, even under threats of violence. Caesar was maligned and hated by all for 10 years, but you? Everyone sympathized with your plight. Who would suspect for 1 second that the lovely young lady always seen weeping in front of Caesar's grave was actually the mastermind behind his demise? No, not that poor lady. Perish the thought.
Wait, so you mean the whole intimidation thing was just a hoax? Gemma and Lorenzo were both in on it?
Of course.
But why would Lorenzo agree to that? And why didn't he sell her out even at the end instead of admitting to being the weasel himself?
Yes, why indeed? Maybe Gemma herself could enlighten us on that question.
Well, Linny, if you're so confident in your version of events, then I think the answer should be obvious. Having killed Caesar with his own hands, Lorenzo was plagued by overwhelming guilt. Revealing the Phantom Weasel's true identity would serve no purpose. But if the Weasel remained free, then she could take care of Lorenzo's loved ones.
Segala berbulu domba
An
dan
excellent
itu.
answer, though sadly a little dull.
Is that right? Well, don't let me bore you. If you'd care to change the topic to something more interesting, I'd be much obliged.
As a matter of fact, there's one thing I'd really like to understand. Why would the real Weasel have targeted things that only have value to other people? Could you shed any light on that?
Of course. After all, we're just telling stories here, aren't we? If I had to guess, I would say that the real Weasel must have had a terrible childhood.
Meleleh semuanya.
Left to fend for herself after her parents died young. Betrayed, scorned, beaten. She'd scrounge waste paper from garbage bins to draw on, using twigs and dirt for lack of ink and pen. She'd sew ugly rag dolls from whatever scrap material she could get her hands on. This was her only source of happiness in life. But it was all she needed, and she was content. Until the world decided that even this was too good for her. Once again, she was betrayed. And this time, everything was taken from her. She felt like life was a miry pit that dragged her further down the more she struggled to escape. At that tender age, she should have been happy. Instead, she stood in the shadows and watched with envy as all good things in the world passed her by. This was a fate too cruel for anyone to bear. Her pain became a breeding ground for dark thoughts. Thoughts which festered and grew into a twisted solution to her troubles. I detest the happiness of others, in all its forms alike. I will rob them of everything they hold to be good and true, and it will fill the void in my soul.
That's some pretty heavy stuff.
Now it all makes sense.
Does this story satisfy you, Linny?
Yes, it is quite to my tastes. Thank you for helping to clear up my confusion.
Huh. That's right. What drove you to write that letter, Gemma? What were you trying to achieve there? Because without that, none of this would have ever come to light.
She didn't write the letter.
After 10 long years, I'd hoped that the Phantom Weasel would be consigned to the history books by now. But it seems like someone still wasn't ready to let her finally be at peace. Linny. Or should I call you the Phantom Copycat now? You were the one who posted that letter outside the Opera House. But why?
Very sharp, Phantom Weasel. Still as shrewd as ever.
Oh, ternyata Lini yang
no
bikin
need for me
surat
to be
itu,
coy
warna
about it.
meternya itu.
Our goal was to clear Caesar's name. The most straightforward way to change the public's impression of Caesar was to force the weasel to show themselves.
That's it? You had no other agenda?
Of course we did. We made it quite clear in the letter, I believe. I shall take from you that which you hold most dear, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
10 years ago? You mean Caesar's death? You met him? Wait. Oh, I get it. You were those two obnoxious
Iya, nah.
kids.
Lama dah emang.
It's been so long, and you're all grown up now. I didn't recognize you. He taught you magic back then, didn't he? For what, 10 days or something? And you went to all this trouble. Why?
Caesar tuh gurunya
Because you
si
feel like you still owe
Lin,
him something?
Lini sama Lynette.
We remember all our debts, however great or small. 10 years ago, Caesar's reputation was torn to shreds, and his legacy was thrown out. 10 years on, and no one cares what the truth is anymore. But we did not forget, and so we came to find
Belum
you.
100%, masih banyak yang belum.
And what exactly did you take from me? I'm still standing, as you can see. Lorenzo has admitted to everything. I'm free.
Free? Do you really think so?
Aduh,
Caesar
ditangkap
once
juga ya.
told me that even though the world is filled with lies and falsehoods, we must find our own truth. I think that applies to you too. Truth can take many forms. Prized possessions with nostalgic value, fervent hopes and dreams, and irreplaceable people. Life took many things from you, and those wounds never healed. When they ached unbearably in the dead of night, stealing became your way of numbing the pain.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that for the last 10 years, you've been living a rather uneventful life. Perhaps that's because you found something other than a life of crime to fill the hole? Back to Lorenzo for a second. He murdered his own master, played along with your act, and took pains to make sure any suspicion would be directed towards him. But what did he have to gain from all that? He knew who you were and the things you'd done, and despite that, he was willing to give everything up for your sake. He's the reason that you haven't felt the compulsion to steal in all these years. You're more than just accomplices in murder. You're the only real friends each other has. So I think you know, deep down, that he is the only truth you have in your life. But that truth is gone now, and I guarantee you, you'll never see it again.
Nah.
Congratulations on your freedom, Gemma.
Your freedom will cost you dearly. From now on, you'll be all alone in a world full of lies and falsehoods. I do hope you'll be able to bear it. You've still got a long life ahead of you after all.
Gather round, one and all. The time has now come for the amazing Linny to perform his final
Ya,
act
lanjut
in
lagi nih.
tonight's show. I'm sure you're all wondering what he has planned for the grand finale. Well, wonder no more, for the answer is a death-defying high-altitude escape.
A high-altitude escape?
I'm sure you all remember the magician Caesar. This was the very trick that led to his fatal fall, after which he was dubbed the Phantom Weasel. But we have now learned that Caesar was wrongly accused, and that the real Weasel has now confessed to their crimes.
Guess that's my cue to leave. Whew. I've been practicing this one for ages now, but I'm still a little nervous. Traveler, Paimon, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. There may be a lot of people watching tonight, but you alone are my true witnesses.
Lenny, wait. You two hid a lot from Caesar. He went to his grave without ever knowing your secrets. So what about now? Are you an open book? Or are you still the same as ever? You don't have to tell lies to end up isolated and alone. One day, you'll end up exactly where I am today. Maybe then you'll finally understand.
You're wrong. I'm nothing like you.
So,
Beneran kebohongannya kayak cewek nih.
what are we doing now?
Like Lenny said, when you're ready, let's head outside and watch the show.
But what about Gemma?
She'll figure out what's best for her soon enough. Oh, and if you'd like to see Lenny after the show, you know where he'll be. The usual haunt.
Alright. Well, let's go and watch Lenny's finale then. This trick's a pretty dangerous one, but he should be able to pull it off, right?
Ya, kita lihat Lenny loncat sekarang.
What is my truth? Sometimes I think I'm like a gambling addict. All I care about is winning, and it doesn't matter what's at stake. By the time I come to my senses, I'm left with nothing. Oh, if I had my time again.
Magicians are not like thieves. Thieves only tear things apart. But good-hearted magicians, they put things back together.
That's true. Di luar? Oke, kita keluar. Ya, kita lihat Lenny loncat dari gedung. Hidup nggak orangnya?
Magic should be mysterious, surprising, and defy logic. Magic is hard work. Every single movement has to be practiced thousands of times.
It's alright. We're used to that.
We're sorry. You've taught us so much, but we can't tell you the whole truth.
It's okay. Do you still remember what I told you? This world is full of lies and falsehoods. I only hope that one day you can find your own truth.
What about you? Have you found your truth?
Magic is my truth. I want to perform a magic trick so great that people will always think of me when they talk about it. For a magician, what greater honor could there be?
Look! Behold! Lenny is sealed inside the box. Will he manage to escape? 10 years ago, Caesar attempted this very trick, and it was at this precise moment that...
Watch out!
Mysterious. Surprising. And logic defying. Isn't that right? This honor belongs to you, Caesar. I'm just sorry it's a little late.
Did you see that? 1 minute he was falling, and the next, he turned into flowers.
How could he possibly have done that?
How mysterious. I didn't blink once. He just vanished
Hey,
right in front of my
sabar.
eyes.
What a heart-stopping magic show! This was really worth the trip. Caesar's name has finally been cleared, and Fontaine's new star magician Linny has fulfilled a wish on his behalf. Oh, I couldn't ask for a better grand finale. It will make a great headline for the Steambird tomorrow, even if I do say so myself.
Whew. Looks like everyone really loved Linny's grand finale. Paimon doesn't see Linny anywhere. Where'd he go? Oh, Lynette said he'd be waiting for us at the usual haunt. But, where is that? Oh, you mean the one where Caesar's buried? Yeah, that's probably it. This whole magic show kinda seemed like Linny's way of saying goodbye to Caesar. So it makes sense that that's where he'd be afterward. Alright, let's go look for him there.
Let's go.
Quit following me. The wind rises.
Linny! There you are. Are you alright? Paimon was scared to death when the chain broke. Paimon was sure something had gone horribly wrong.
Magic is a performance art. A magician has to get creative to keep the audience on tenterhooks. That's our job. So I tweaked Caesar's original setup a little to keep it fresh. I was honestly a little nervous during the live performance. The thought of falling, suddenly feeling weightless, seeing the sky and the ground spinning and spinning. Sometimes, I can't help but wonder what Caesar thought in those final moments. Did he regret taking Gemma and Lorenzo on? Or did he believe that it was his own slip-up right until the end?
You know, Paimon's been wanting to ask you about something ever since we were in Caesar's workshop. You learned magic from Caesar once, didn't you? When was that?
After I joined the House of the Hearth. To be honest, Lynette and I had an agenda when we approached him.
Agenda?
I told you about my past before, remember? As a young boy, I survived by secretly learning magic from street performers. I'd watch their tricks and try to figure out how they were done. But I quickly realized that observation alone could only get me so far.
Belum, bro.
What I saw was the polished final performance, but the rigorous training they put in behind the scenes remained invisible to me. I needed to learn how to improve my sleight of hand, hone my misdirection skills, and make niftier props. We were gifted enough that we'd made some progress by ourselves, but without proper guidance from a professional magician, we quickly plateaued.
So that's why you sought Caesar out?
Udah berapa jam ini? 3 jam lebih?
Yes. We figured there was no harm in asking, but it took us by surprise that he was so willing to teach us. In all, we only spent 10 short days together, but he was very good to us.
Ya, ada bagus apa?
By contrast,
apa judulnya
we
loh?
hid so many things from him. For instance, when
Kayaknya
he
Tender
asked why I
Strength
wanted to
judulnya
learn
kalau nggak
magic,
salah.
I answered, "It's my passion." But in truth, there was already a lot more to the story by then. After being taken in by an aristocrat for our magic talent, then betrayed soon after, this was no longer about me doing what I loved. What amazed me was how the lie escaped my lips even as I was hesitating over whether to tell him the truth. Trust is a beautiful thing. Sadly, I'd forgotten how to trust by then.
Linny.
Still worried about the way I feel?
Kebanyakan musik Genshin
You
enak
really
bikin
are
tidur,
a gentle
bikin buat
soul,
tidur dah.
aren't you?
Gampang ngantuknya.
But don't worry, I'm used to it now. From the mansions of the elite to the House of the Hearth, lies and selfishness have followed me and Lynette everywhere we go. After Caesar went on tour, we became busy with our missions. The next we heard of him was that he'd fallen to his death and was now declared to be the Phantom Weasel. That night, I remembered his smile. But as I lay there, I didn't know what to say to him. To keep secrets is to put up walls. The longer you keep them up, the less you let people in. Then, one day, you look around and realize your life is like an empty auditorium after a show.
Udah nggak ada apa-apa
Full of
lagi.
seats once occupied by all the people who left. But I guess that's the price we have to pay. You only realize how much someone really meant to you when you lose them completely. That's why I was so confident this would hurt Gemma. Because I felt it for myself.
Yeah, cheer up, Lenny. We've had to say our fair share of
Untuk mengenang
goodbyes
yang
during
sudah
our
lewat,
journey too.
yang sudah terjadi.
But whatever happens, Paimon always believes in what tomorrow brings. Delicious food, fun toys, and the traveler by my side. Paimon just needs to focus on things like this and all the unhappy stuff goes right out the window. You know, Traveler, doesn't that kind of make you Paimon's truth?
Exactly. It's the same for me and Lynette. We are the truest thing each other has in the world, and nothing can replace that. Life has taken plenty from us, like it did from Gemma.
Singkatnya story
But at
questnya
least it
si
left us with
Lini
each other.
ini.
That's what gave us the strength to
Pertama
get
kali
through the
kita
darkest days. That's why the
Gini nih
darkness
apa
never
ada Phantom
consumed
Thief
me
itu
and why it never will.
atau Whistle Tip lah di sini
Maybe we live in
julukannya.
the shadows too, but we remember every precious ray of light that shines through.
Dia nih masang kayak warning gitu loh untuk orang-orang supaya jaga
Time to
barangnya
lighten
supaya
this
nggak hilang
conversation
gitu.
up a little. What did you
Karena
think
si
of the show
Lini
tonight?
ini dari dulu
Were
dia
you happy
pengen
with it?
cari tahu
It was
si
amazing. Paimon
matinya
just wishes we hadn't been so
apa gurunya
distracted
dia
with
nih
the
kayak
Gemma
gimana.
situation. We spent most of our time in the opera house just
Nah,
talking
setelah
and
itu
pretty much missed the entire first half of the show. Lenny, could
kita
you
ketemu
do
nih sama si
just one more
Gemma.
trick for us?
Whoa,
Gemma
that's a
nih
bit of a tall order, I'm afraid.
ya agak-agak sas
The
lah
show's
orangnya.
just
Dari
finished,
pertama
so
ketemu
my
juga
sleeves are decidedly
kayak
card
sedih
free
gitu
right now.
gara-gara fiancenya mati. Taunya fiancenya ini gurunya dia sendiri, gurunya si Lini. Makanya dia pengen banget tahu gimana terus story-nya.
Oh, all right then.
Sampai
I'll give
ketemu
it a
si
go,
Caesar.
but only because
Si
it's
siapa
you.
namanya yang Lorenzo.
Watch closely. I have a flower in my hand.
You liar! There's nothing in your hand. We ain't going along with this.
Tuh.
Huh? My goodness, you're right. But I could have sworn I brought one here with me.
Nah,
Okay,
kasihannya
try
Lorenzo
this.
nih
Count down with me.
dia
3,
mau nih ngikutin
2,
semuanya
1.
apa omongannya si Gemma nih karena dia udah demen kali soalnya jadi dia
Now,
manfaatin
have
dia.
another look around. Maybe the flowers appeared somewhere else.
Really?
Ya udah dapet dari ini nih. Jangan mudah percaya sama orang udah just ya dia udah di penjara nggak usah comeback lagi.
The last time, right? This one's called, oh yeah, a rainbow rose. But more
Tapi
importantly,
hati-hati juga sama perempuan sih apalagi kayak Gemma nih.
Well, if you want to learn magic, you'll have to start by addressing me
Taunya
as
dia orang
teacher.
jahat. Tapi masa lalunya Gemma nih juga sih. Karena dia nggak punya
Since
uang
you
untuk beli
asked
tinta
so
jadi dia
nicely,
pakai tanah
I'll share one little tip with
dicampur
you.
air untuk tinta.
Namely, the student of magic cannot solely rely on others being prepared to reveal their secrets. You have to
Yeah,
observe, think, and find the answers for yourself.
Is that it?
Ah, look at the time. We shouldn't linger here too long. Thanks again for coming to see my show. I bid you both good night.
Oke,
I
akhirnya
look
selesai juga.
forward to seeing you again.
All right, fine. See ya. Shall we head back now too? Oh, Paimon can't wait to read The Steambird tomorrow. Paimon bets Linny and Caesar will be plastered all over it. Let's head to the Steambird's offices tomorrow morning and see what we can find out.
Genshin. Oke. Ya, belum selesai. Ya ampun. Cuk, lama banget, Cuk. Lapar nih perut. Makan. Ini dia orang-orangnya.
I'm very sorry, Charlotte, but my sister and I are quite busy today. I'm afraid we'll have to decline this interview.
Oh, please, Lenny, I'll only take a moment of your time. If you would be so kind.
Charlotte dia kayak paparazzi.
I spent all night writing my piece about the Phantom Weasel, and it was going to go to print this morning. But just as dawn broke, I suddenly received news that Caesar's fiancée, Gemma, had contacted the guards and confessed to having been the real Phantom Weasel all along.
That was
Hah?
quick.
Si Gemma nyerahin diri dia.
Too late, bro.
That was quick, you say? It sounds like I've got some catching up to do. Please, fill me in.
Tapi itu apa ya? Nggak pernah dengar.
My instincts did not lead me astray. You do have something to hide. Gemma turning herself in must have something to do with Lenny's performance last night.
Maybe watching my high-altitude escape trick reminded her of a better time with Caesar, and she could no longer ignore the voice of her conscience.
Huh. Okay then. Wait, no, there must be more
Yang
to
kayak
it.
gimana maksudnya?
If that's all it took for her to have a change of heart,
Traveler yang kayak
how did
gimana
it take
maksudnya?
her 10 whole years?
Well...
Oh, I remember now! You and Gemma were nowhere to be found after the show. What happened between you? Quickfire question! Where did you all go after the show?
Oh, we went to the cemetery and Lenny did a private magic trick just for us. Actually, glad you mentioned it, because that reminds Paimon, guess what? Lenny started using rainbow roses in his tricks.
Ya.
What?
Teman quest yang panjang-panjang sih itu aja.
I don't recall ever having received a rainbow rose from you myself.
Tapi
Is
kemarin
this supposed to
pas
mean that they're more
gini
important to you
Archon
than your
quest
own
itu buset,
sister?
itu maraton.
No, I just...
What now? Oh, did Paimon say something wrong again?
Hampir 4 jam lah nyelesain.
This is getting pretty awkward.
Itu pun cuma
What do we do,
setengah.
Traveler?
Seems like this interview wasn't meant to be. Well, never mind. There's always next time. Forgive my persistence, but when there's explosive news waiting to be found, I can't turn away. The news about Gemma has already made waves, and I'll stop at nothing to get to the bottom of it all. Apparently, one of the things she said to the guards was that her final wish is to see Lorenzo one last time. There's clearly a web of complicated relationships there. Can't blame me for being curious. All right, I guess I'll leave you to continue the rest of your conversation in peace. Bye for now.
Bye paparazzi.
Lynette? Paimon didn't mean to...
Don't worry, I wasn't angry. I was just trying to distract her.
Oh, really? Oh, thank goodness. You scared
Ingetin kayak
Paimon
siapa
there.
ya? Ingat di mana gitu
You and
dah.
me both, Paimon. You and me both. At least it did the job, right?
Bersihnya sama, rambut pink juga.
Please,
Siapa
take
dah?
good care of that rainbow rose. I'd be really upset if you lost it.
Oke, selesai Bung. Waduh, berapa lama ini kita stream ini? Oke guys, hangoutnya sudah selesai. Nah ini baju belang-belang ketemu lagi. Iya dah. Ya kayak di questnya ya. Jangan pernah mau nurut sama wanita. Maksudnya yang terlalu nurut gitu loh. Nanti ya takutnya dimanfaatin kayak gini, nanti dia jahat, kita yang ngaverin, itu kita juga yang salah nanti. Ya karena saking cinta mau gimana lagi. Cinta tuh buta ya. Tahu lah. Untuk jaga silaturahmi gitu biasanya pinjam 100 dulu.
Squall and Fury.
Emang dah, kalau udah cinta mau gimana lagi gitu nih. Ada kapten nih.
Behold.
Dunia zat lagi. Dunia zat lagi nih. Tapi bajunya beda. Hey, I know you. You. Banyak banget dunia zat. Di mana-mana cuk dunia zatnya. Oh ini lagi. What? Oh tapi dia pakai baju kayak di Marine itu. 3 cuk. Ya ampun. Anting juga. Lah, ada lagi. Ya ampun, berapa banyak. Aduh. Aduh, dunia zat mana yang lagi yang mau aku percaya? Oke, sejauh ini kita lihat 4 ya. Lah, ada lagi. Udah 5 bro, 5 ya. Cok 5 cok, ketemu di area yang berdekatan. Ya, ada lagi. Wah, udah punya anak nih. Waduh, nikah sama siapa deh nih? Ya, ada yang udah punya anak nih, dunia zornya. Ya udah nikah deh cok. Cari lagi ya. Yuk. Ya ketemu lagi.
Do we have anyone doing maintenance on this, statue?
Tapi namanya Nur. Thank you Dunazar. Ketemu lagi. Kok makin banyak? Ada lagi deh. Mana dia ya? Oh, bukan. Sama cuk. Ya kita semua receh sih emang. Yang sederhana aja bisa bikin ketawa. Wait. Seret. Bro, why you everywhere? Astaga. Ketemu lagi. Ada lagi. Nggak kelihatan. Lanjut yuk, aduh. Kafe mana lagi nih? Oh, nggak jauh.
Upon the gale. Too slow. The wind rises.
Mantap jadi video tuh kan. Udah. Ini orang parno banget dah. Semoga kuasa hidup panjang. Kemana lagi? 87 meter. Walis meter. Udah naik up net.
Too slow. Quit following me.
Excuse me. Aduh kan, salah sangka jadinya kan. Ah, diusir juga kan. Aduh. Ya dah, quest bisu dah. Bosan cok quest bisu. Ah. Sudah selesai kah? Oh, sudah. Bagusnya.
Squall and Fury.
Sampai. Okay, we almost level 2. Udah quest lagi nggak ya? Nah ini dah. Nyari di mana lagi sudah coba? Bentar. Nah, sini belum kebuka. Bukan. Nope. Sini nih. Bukan. Dari mana aja ada work quest? Itu dulu.
Too slow.
Oh ya, bentar. Oh ya, lupa anak mau makan.
Access
Gara-gara
denied.
dunia azab nih banyak ini. Sampai lupa mau makan.
Take flight.
Cepat. Pesawat aktif. Bisa disetir kah? Take off. Itu ada kotak sana. Kita mau kemana? Jump. Beneran saya ajakin makan. Mau ajakin yang mana? Terlalu banyak. Udah habis ini udah.
No touching. All hail.
Mana lebih tuh?
Whirling snow. I swear by my sword.
Oke, kotak berikutnya.
Today is a lucky day.
Oh, tuh dia di atas. Bagus. Wah, itu dia kayaknya wilayahnya. Bener ya? Oh, bukan. Masih di sini. Mana ya?
next on the agenda?
Buat apa dah? Ya, itu belum diambil. Pantas. Pantesan aja.
There's nothing wrong with reaping a reward every now and then.
Run!
We're way behind schedule. Access denied. Embrace the ice! Do your master's bidding! Oh, obey!
Sini gua makan.
My
Matang-matang.
apologies! Think born of ice and frost. For Rex Lapis! Unleash! Take flight!
Take flight. Makanan belum datang. Tunggu dulu. Tinggal nunggu nyari kotak lagi. Oh, ada satu desa. Naik lagi, naik lagi. Ya.
My apologies!
Melam. Yang gede tadi mana ya? Mundur, mundur. Mundur. Aduh. Aduh.
Kamisato art! Sometsu!
Masa aku membunuh kamu, nak? Nak.
My apologies! Take flight!
Akhirnya. Pada akhirnya.
Today is a lucky day.
The wind rises. Huh, too slow.
Kotak lagi tuh.
Quit following me. Huh.
Tuh. Caranya.
Squall and fury. Upon the gale.
Have a load of this.
Wait, hear me. There is no escape. Everyone hold hands.
Unsightly insects.
Out of my this body belongs to ice and snow.
This one's
Barbados,
well done.
guide us. Go as one.
You need a
Now you shall perish.
hard lebih yang cold juga.
Curiosity deserves a reward. Hey!
Let's move.
Go and splash!
That's it. Cook this through.
Thermal. Oke, kita diam di sini ya.
I prefer blue myself. Black's a good color, don't you think?
I choose black. Oke guys, tunggu sebentar ya. Makan kan.
I do hope the Knights of Favonius are all working hard.
I prefer blue myself. Black's a good color, don't you think? I prefer blue myself. Black's a good color, don't you think?
Onwards. We have work to do.
Oke guys, thanks for watching for today. Lapar nih. Mungkin kalau ada waktu besok lagi stream lagi.
Black's a good color, don't you think? I prefer
Perut
blue
lapar,
myself.
puasa panjang. Oke lah. Oke guys, see you ya. Thank you banget yang udah mampir nih. Besok kita cari dunia zat lagi. Oke, see you in the next video.